Hey, Q2C, how's it going tonight? It is Thursday night, time for our Thursday night live chats. I hope everybody's doing great. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us and being around for this. We have some exciting, cool stuff to do tonight. And what's going on, Nick? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody else doing tonight? Just oh, has everybody seen the new merchandise we've got?
Yeah, look at that. That's so cool, man. I love it.
Love showing this
so
stuff
good.
off. yeah,
yeah,
it's great. It's comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm doing
it
pretty
is.
good.
It is. Let's see the hat too. You got a hat going on there.
Got a hat.
Yeah. I'm like a proud papa with these things. I just want to show them off.
Well, they look good. That's why I'm wearing them. So
they do look good.
How are you doing tonight, Eric? We got some new guests with us tonight.
I do, yeah. We're going to talk to them in a second. Let's make sure that we're up. Are we in the announcements yet, Nick?
I'm not seeing it. I am checking. But
I did get a notification that we went live.
Okay. So yeah, just bear with us, guys. We just need to make sure that this is going out to the whole group. Todd was supposed to make sure that happened, and I just don't see it.
I see Jason Ward's here.
Jason.
You can see
oh, nice.
Hi.
What's up, Jason?
How you doing, man? Welcome to chat.
Yeah.
There it is.
Jason. Jason's one of our members that does a lot of. He actually makes gun stocks, and he's got a new thing out right now called the Mr. Toss, which is like a mini gun stock that we've been testing, and we got a review coming up soon. It is pretty amazing.
It's got some really neat stuff. Yeah. And it works pretty good too. Yeah, it's an interchangeable set of pieces that he's got, and on top of the gun stock, they can also turn into a golf club for anybody who wants to play some walkabout or that new Golf 5E club game, which is fantastic, by the way.
I love the name too. I love the name. I'm like, Jason, you got to come up with a name. And he's like, I don't have a name for it. I'm like, Jason, you need a name. He's like, how about the Mr. Toss? And I'm like, it's not exactly what I was thinking about when I said a name, but hey, I like it. It's catchy. It's catchy.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce our new friends?
Well, let me just say hi to chat, and we got about 5 people here, and then we will get. I know they're waiting. I know you're impatient. I know. Nick has been so excited for this interview for so long. But let me just say hi to Jason. How you doing, buddy? Hi to Todd Jackson.
Welcome, Jason.
Todd Jackson's from Todd's giving me the hi diddly ho diddly. Krista's here. Krista says love the shirt. Thanks.
Thank you.
She means the Thriller shirt, bro.
Yeah, we were behind that one.
Yeah, we were talking last week in our live chat about the new Beat Saber DLC, and that it featured Skrillex, and I'm like, who in the crap is Skrillex? I don't know who the heck Skrillex is. I've never heard of this. I'm like, does anybody know who Skrillex is? And people are like, yeah, we know who Skrillex is. And there was another developer in the group of the new game coming out called Shadowgate. His name is Dave Marsh. He's older than me. He's like, yeah, I know who Skrillex is. I got this. I'm like, Dave, there's no way. I know you, and there's no way you know who Skrillex is. So he sent me this shirt. I got it like a couple of days ago. He sent me a Skrillex shirt. So thanks, Dave. Too funny.
That's great.
Too funny.
Looks like we got Justin up in the chat with us, and Krista, one of our other moderators, has joined us. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. But yeah, it's our Thursday live chat, and it is our interview version of the Thursday live chat, which we have been very lucky to do Carbon Studios with Age of Sigmar Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempestfall. And now we have another one that I'm extremely excited to do, which is for Overrun Games for the game Arcaxer. And let me introduce Aaron Lutz, right? Lutz?
That's me, yep.
Aaron Lutz, and it's the one with the thumbs up. And the one who looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got Anthony Garcia.
You and Mustafa, close enough.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This is a very cool thing that we've been able to do, which is kind of bring access to the developers in our community together, so people can get an idea of who you guys are and what you do and how you start your creative process and how you make these amazing games that we love to play. And it's nice for them to be able to put some faces and names to some of their favorite games. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, sure. So we're Overrun Games. We're mostly just a small team of 2 developers out of Southern California. We pretty much have one game, and it's Arcaxer, which you can play on the Oculus Quest. It's also on Steam if you like PC VR. We originally met at CSU Chico, Northern California. We were the same major together. And then after graduating, we were both kind of looking for work and said, hey, you know, in our free time, let's make games together. And so ever since 2015, we've been doing like hackathons and game jams and like prototyping stuff. And eventually we just started working on Arcaxer, and we liked the concept and kept iterating on it, and eventually got to where it is today.
Have you guys made any games before Arcaxer?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So Arcaxer is kind of it's almost like the spiritual successor to a game we were working on in 2016 called Wave Magic. Wave Magic we started working on actually before like hand tracking and tracked controllers were even like widely available. So we actually prototyped it for the Leap Motion, if anybody remembers that. It was an old hand tracker you would attach to the front of your headset, and then
it worked pretty well for a $20 IR bar.
Yeah, for the time before
right.
we had things like the Vive ones, it was kind of mind blowing to actually see like, oh wow, I can actually see where my hands are in VR right now. But that was it was a little bit like Arcaxer, so we wanted to create something with a big open world that you could explore, but also took advantage of cool VR combat. So what we came up with was this third-person God view overworld, where you'd explore the overworld in third person, and then when you'd enter a battle, we had random encounters, kind of like old-school RPGs like Final Fantasy, where you'd explore the overworld, you'd randomly enter an encounter, and then you'd be tossed into first person, which, for those of you that have played Arcaxer, sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
The difference
and that was in the first game too? That was part of it? Okay.
Yeah, so the difference was in Wave Magic, the battles were in real time, but they kind of just played like wave shooters. So you had the God View overworld, you'd go into combat, and then you'd kind of be in this like kind of wave shooter situation where enemies would just kind of come at you for like a minute or so until the enemy count reached 0. You'd receive experience and gold and all that good stuff, and then you'd go back to the overworld. That was cool, but at the time, in 2016, almost every VR game being released was a wave shooter. So even though we had this cool third-person overworld, the combat was still just a wave shooter with some RPG tacked on top. So eventually we stopped working on that project. It wasn't our passion anymore. A lot of people that were helping us with that fell off the team, went out to get jobs, and we learned
way too much in the process, and it was built on a foundation of bad ideas.
We were fresh out of school. I was not a programmer. Aaron was not the best artist, and the game was a little bit spaghetti.
Yeah, that's the kind of way that some of these things really take shape, though, right? I mean, some of these great IPs and these great games come out of failed or not successful, initial games or initial runs, right? Because this is where you guys cut your teeth here. This is where you learned VR. I mean, you were basically
all the things to not do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying 2015, this is the forefront. I mean, you were at the beginning of what we considered modern day VR. So, I mean, this was so early on. So I can imagine the amount of information that you must have learned off this first game, and we're able to pour it into Arcaxer. I mean, that's why you can see the polish in Arcaxer.
And VR is such a new area of gaming. It's only been around for, 5, 6, 7 years tops, I think. So it's a lot of trial and error just with VR in general. So I can only imagine how much trial and error it took you guys to get to the point where you're at today.
Yeah, for sure. Aaron, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and what you do with Overrun Games?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a very similar story to Anthony's. Went to Chico State. A year after we graduated, my lease was up I was looking for, somewhere to go, and Anthony said, "Why don't you move down to Orange County with me?" And I said, "Sure." And we moved into this place that I couldn't afford when I didn't have a car. So we worked on Wave Magic night and day, and eventually I got a car and some day jobs. And and so it's been just a lot of working together with Anthony and navigating life. The art style you might notice in Wave Magic, if you do go back and look at it, and also in Arcaxer, is very bright colors, very stylized stuff. I'm a big fan of like Blizzard and Riot and Nintendo, just all the stylized options that you can really pick. Disney plays a big factor into a lot of it. And Arcaxer in particular is super anime influenced because Anthony likes anime, and I have positive feelings towards some anime.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say you just got my wife's attention because you said Disney, and she's like, "What, Disney?" What?
Yeah.
So that's very cool. I mean, now can you still get Wave Magic somewhere? Is this available?
It's on Steam. You probably got about an hour and a half of gameplay in it.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's in early access, and it will be in early access
forever.
For the rest of time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that one's not getting worked on anymore then.
I can think of a worse way to spend $6, but also you could just play Arcaxer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, and like you said, we took all of our favorite ideas from Wave Magic, all of the good ones. And we pushed
what would be cool though, if you really loved Arcaxer and now you got a chance to meet you guys and you just want to see where it came from, like I'm sure Nick would be interested to jump in there and just take a look and see.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I would too, just because we know you guys now, and all these people watching are going to know you guys, and it would be an interesting because I absolutely love Arcaxer. It would be cool to see the origins maybe of where you guys pulled some of these ideas and moved it into Arcaxer. So. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the backstory of you did Wave Magic and now it's time for Arcaxer. How did you get to that point, and then lead us up to present day? Yeah,
definitely. So Arcaxer, actually, when I first started working on it, it was going to be an entirely different game. It was originally going to be called Catalyst, and it was supposed to be I was going to make a very streamer focused game. I wanted the whole point of the game to be you'd basically be playing this game in VR, and then you'd hook it up to like your Twitch account, and then you'd enter battles, and Twitch would be able to power you up by like typing things in chat, which was kind of cool. I actually had a prototype working, but I realized that there's almost nobody who would be able to benefit from this game because one. VR is kind of a niche market in the first place, and two, you have to be a streamer and you have to have an audience to be able to interact with the game and power you up. So it was the turn-based combat from Arcaxer, but with this Twitch streaming thing. So eventually I axed that completely, and I just kept iterating on this whole okay, let's just do the turn-based combat in this third-person overworld and these procedural dungeons and go from there. So from there, I basically just developed a story and kept making new dungeons and enemies. And eventually, once we had an alpha we were comfortable with, we released it on SideQuest. This was back in the beginning of 2020. We released our first demo there.
February 2020.
Yeah, and at that point, even SideQuest was pretty new. I think at that there was maybe only 100 apps, 200, 300 apps total.
We're at 549.
There you go.
Wow,
500 apps. That's the exact number.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we put it on SideQuest, and it got pretty popular there as far as SideQuest games go. And that's kind of how we started generating our audience and getting people to join our Discord and stuff. And we just kept iterating on that until eventually AppLab launched. And we moved the game to AppLab.
So how long roughly did y'all have it in development before release?
It's a little hard to answer because, like I said, a lot of it was iterating on Wave Magic.
Yeah.
But I would say before it hit AppLab, it was probably a year to 2 years in development, where I'd say I was working on it as early as 2018. But
I'd say three years total, including all the work we put in, because assets from the original whatever this was going to be game, the first dungeon, some of the early enemies, I made those in 2018, 2017.
Mhm.
Okay,
a
so
while ago.
yeah, we're talking 2017, 4 years ago, I believe now.
Yeah.
For like that's like the very first
Okay, yeah,
time
no.
we tried anything.
Well, still, I mean, beginning development all the way up till what you have now with Arcaxer is it's a long process to go through and get to the point where you guys are at now. Would y'all feel y'all are fairly successful with Arcaxer as it stands now?
I'd say the game's done pretty good. It could be doing a lot better if Oculus could move us over to the the big boy store.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, since you guys brought it up, let's talk that a little bit. So, amazing thing, happened. About a year ago, we just came up on the anniversary of App Lab, right? So about a year ago, App Labs came out, and you guys must have been ecstatic about that, right? I mean, now this is a place where basically you don't have to sideload anything. You don't have to use SideQuest. You don't have to have a computer. You don't have to know about computers. And the Quest 2 is a very non-computer savvy friendly headset. So we have a lot of people that don't want to or don't know how to sideload, or they don't want to sideload. So now this is a way for people to be able to find your game and get it and buy it without having to go anywhere but the Oculus store. Even though it might be a little hidden. So how was the process of getting yourselves away from SideQuest and onto App Labs? What was that process like?
So honestly, at the very beginning, it was pretty hectic because everybody wanted to get on App Lab as soon as possible. So Oculus was really backed up those first couple months.
Well, did they have 3 people doing it? I had heard a rumor that they had 3 people that were actually looking at all these games and trying to improve them.
I would not be surprised.
I'm 100% serious. That's what I had heard.
It took a long time.
And then we did get either lucky or they liked us. I don't know. But I know they had 12 initial titles. Like at the launch of App Lab, they had 12 that they had handpicked, and then everything else was the open applications. We were either number 13 or number 15.
Yeah, so we were in that kind of first batch that initially hit App Lab, which is really cool because at that point, a lot of sites like VR Upload were still doing a lot of articles and stuff on App Lab. So
right. Yeah, because it was so new, everybody wanted to get, everybody wanted to talk about it, right?
Right. So when they go to App Lab and there's only 20 games and our game was one of them, that was definitely like a huge boost for us.
Well, speaking of first batches, Eric, why don't you go ahead and tell them what happened with our winners for the 100,000 member key giveaway we've been working with.
So this is amazing, and this is not having anything to do with these guys being here tonight. So me and Nick the other night. So last Friday we ended our contest for the 100 key giveaway. So guys, you guys know because you were part of it. We gave away 100 keys, which is unheard of. You know what I mean? I've never heard of any group giving away 100 keys to celebrate our breaking of 100,000 members in the group. So the first person that I pull a name is like a grand prize winner. He doesn't win anything special. He just gets the pick of 100 keys because there's still 100 keys left. As we get down to number 50, he only has 50 keys to choose from left. So the first person we get, his name is Tyler Wood. He was the first person I contacted. He was number 1, and then he had his pick of 44 different games, and he chose Arcaxer.
Really?
Really?
That's awesome.
Amazing. Well, I was doing it. Me and Nick were in chat together. He was doing his own thing. I'm contacting people, but we had a video chat going. And I'm like, you will not freaking believe what the winner just picked. And we're like, this is amazing. I mean, and this just goes to show you, though, that, number 1, there's not a lot of games like this out there. And number 2, the polish that people can see on the game already. And hopefully that we have put out there enough information, hopefully that this member of our group maybe saw in the past, or he's seen it somewhere else where he was just like, I need to go get this game. Because he had his pick of, In Death Unchained. He had his pick of Warplanes. He had his pick of...
He had a Warhammer game to choose from.
We had Warhammer. We had Population 1. We had
a lot of stuff.
Pistol Whip. We had 44 different games to choose from, and he picked Arcaxer. Congratulations.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah, I've never heard that story. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will say, I do troll the Quest 2 page fairly often, a couple times a week usually. I'm always looking for things like RPG or people who like Skyrim. And I see a lot of the moderators, a few of you guys, and just a couple other regular users who bring Arcaxer up a lot. And it always makes me feel good. And when they don't, I do. So,
Absolutely.
It
would be bad if you didn't bring up your own game.
Yeah, I feel at this point. I try not to be too annoying, but yeah.
Well, it's your baby. You got to do that.
Dickel in the
Push it
comments
uphill.
says 100 keys is unbelievable. Thanks to the devs that collaborated with this group for that celebration. Here's 2 of them right here for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for being part of our 100 key giveaway. It was an important milestone for us, and we appreciate you doing it.
I will say, my
Absolutely.
entire relationship with you guys, Nick reached out to me on Discord. He found us through our official Discord, and you guys have been positive and friendly, and the community's been so welcoming and excited about everything. So it is really nice to be involved.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the support you guys give us.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate you guys being here. It was one of the changes that we kind of made early on when we started to grow and become this crazy thing that we've created, that we didn't want to be just a normal, Facebook group. We wanted to be someplace where developers and people could get together, and we could do these awesome giveaways and show these great games to people. And yeah, we're appreciative to that. There's so many developers in the group that contribute and are not just here just for their games, but like I said, you comment all the time and you look through the group all the time. So we appreciate it.
Well, connecting developers like you with members like us helps improve these games, and that's what we're all about, isn't it? Trying to advance the future of VR to make it better for everybody. So
yeah, definitely. For sure. Let me just say hi to a couple people in chat. We've got some people that have come in and out, and I just want to say hi. So Justin Tiro, we saw Dennis Detlef. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming.
One of our regulars, Dickel Salas Pineda. How are you doing, my friend? Thanks for being here. Alex Rivs, one of our moderators from our Discord, is here. Thanks, man. I appreciate you being here.
Got Ray being here.
Yeah, who is that?
I have no idea. I think this is his first time coming.
Ray Wapo. How you doing, man? He says, hi, y'all stopping by before I put my daughter to sleep. Hope everyone has a beautiful night. God bless, and congratulations to the winners of the 100 key giveaway. Thank you. God bless you as well.
Thank you.
And Benny Lee is here from Hello Real. Hey, Benny, how you doing? So yeah, let me just finish on that 100 key thing since we mentioned it, and a lot of people may not know, and I'll get it out here real quick. So we did pull all the winners for the 100 key the other night. Myself and Nick, it was a Saturday night. We ended it on Friday, and it was Saturday night. We went through and we chose. So we have all the 100 winners. But all these people, I have to contact every one of these people, and they have to choose their keys. So
that's a process.
It's going to be a process.
It's a long process.
Because I have to give them time to respond before I move on. So I can't.
Yeah, especially if you're going top to bottom.
You can't go, hey, you got 15 minutes to choose your key, and then I'm moving on. So yeah, I got to give them at least 24 hours to choose, and some people just don't get back to me right away. So I've really only gotten through probably about 30 people so far that have actually have actually received their keys, and chosen to receive their keys. So it's going to be a process. Once we hit 50, I'm going to release the names of the first 50 so people can see them. You're going to see some stuff in the group of people saying, hey, I got my, I won, here's what I chose. And because I asked them just to say, hey, say something. So you might see some people comment here and there, but you will see a full 50-person list probably, I hope, within the next, 4 or 5 days. And then probably 4 or 5 days after that, see the final 50, which nice. Nick, you're doing the next 50.
Yeah. Can't wait. It's a process. And,
yeah, right.
It's going to take a little while, but we'll get everybody announced. We'll get all the winners their keys, and it's been a really great event. It's been awesome having developers and the community together and getting everybody. It's been really fun. So
yeah, it has. Yeah, it's rewarding. It is rewarding. It's a lot of work, but it's rewarding.
Yeah. So I have a question for you guys. A lot of people hear the name indie studio, and that's what you guys are, correct? Is it indie developers? So what is an indie developer, and what is it like being an indie developer? Because a lot of people don't know what an indie developer actually is.
So originally, an indie developer was just a developer, I guess, without a publisher. But I'd say the definition has changed over time. I'd say an indie developer is just, I think most people just think of it as like a small team now.
Yeah, it's more of a studio size thing.
Yeah, those numbers have changed too, right? Because I'm hearing that anything under 30 could be considered an indie developer, really.
Yeah, there's like indie, which is what we are, and it's 5 people in the closet. And then it's a little broad, but there's like single A indie, which is like 10 to 15, like Supergiant. They made Bastion and Hades. They're super cool, but they're 15 people.
I love Hades, dude. Hades is such a good game. I'm hooked on Hades, man.
And then like a double A indie developer, there's a company near me called Blind Squirrel. They have like 60 to 75 people. They work on big games. They have some of their own IPs. but they're back and forth. They're not like they don't have the full weight of like an EA, and then everything past that is just AAA.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people think that, you know, to be an indie developer, you have to be 2 or 3 people, and it's just not the case. I mean,
No.
30 sounds like a lot, but I mean, when you're making a huge game, I mean, 30 can probably stretch pretty thin, pretty quick. I don't even know how you guys do what you do, just being a few of you.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
A lot of coffee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Cheers.
Yeah, copy and pasting, careful reusing. And yeah, we never sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Now, can I ask you a personal question? Do you guys do this full time, or do you have other jobs that you do with this?
So I work full time for a company called Play Studios, which is a game and I call it like an AR VR dev shop in LA, and they have actually helped it. They actually act as our publisher for this game, which is really cool. So I'm kind of in a weird situation where I work for the company that also publishes our game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Overrun Games at the moment is more of a side gig. But you know, it may change in the future.
Yeah,
Nice.
I
hope so for you guys.
Me too. I'm in a similar boat. I work a couple hours, 20 hours or so in a comic shop.
And
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
I'm trying to get the
comic shop.
game posted.
Oh, nice. I do contracts for other people, and sometimes I do work for Well Played too, which is always nice because they're a great group of guys. And Overrun Games is probably when I'm really going 20 to 30 hours a week. It's still a side project, but we're really happy with it, and it's starting to work out. So that's nice to see.
awesome, man! I'm so stoked for you guys, and I want you guys to do really well, and I hope that you guys can do this full time. I hope this becomes your life, and you're doing this, and just being Overrun Games and making awesome games for me to play. Because you know that's the selfish part of me. I want it to be good for you guys, but I want to be able to play all your games. I want you to make more games.
That's the exchange. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody that might have a hard time finding the game, I just posted a link to it in the chat for you. If y'all want to take a look at it anytime during the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Denise Detlaf says, hate to say it, but it's Denise. D Nice if you're a Key and Peele fan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she's been here like for a couple of weeks, and I've been calling her Dennis. So, yeah. So sorry. Sorry, Denise. I mean it. Sorry.
Key and Peele does have some pretty funny stuff.
Hell yeah.
They do. They really do.
Yeah, and we're going to call Aaron Aaron for the rest of the
day.
You know, I went my whole life, and I never had a nickname because Aaron is a dumb name to nickname. And then suddenly everyone calls me Aaron, and I'm happy about it because I tried so many stupid nicknames, and Aaron's the best dumb one.
It works.
Too funny. Too funny. So... you go ahead, Nick. Why don't you take the next one?
Yeah, so actually, I kind of wanted to ask you guys about the price point of Arcaxer since the link is up in the store now. So the game is $24.99. We do know that there's a free demo available. App Lab games aren't, you know, everybody thinks that they're unfinished games, they're undeveloped, they're early access, something of that nature. $25 seems, you know, a little bit high for something that's not finished yet. Why did y'all decide to go with that price point?
Sure, yeah, so... like you said, a lot of people do think games on App Lab are like demos or unpolished or unfinished. But in reality, a lot of games on App Lab are just games that haven't been approved by Oculus yet to go to the main store. And at the moment, it's really hard. Like, nobody really knows what goes on in Oculus and what the decision-making process is. So... yeah, Arcaxer is, we consider it a finished product. It's a full game. It's got a full story, custom art, custom soundtrack. It's definitely on the longer side of VR games.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a long game. You guys put a lot. I mean, how many? There's no way. I mean, Nick has probably put the most hours than anybody. But
I've gotten close to finishing it. I think maybe, but how long is the game?
So. If you're just doing the main story, it's probably going to take you around 15 hours.
Wow.
But there's a lot of side content in addition to that. If you're doing every side quest and trying to get every single ability and item, it's probably going to take you closer to 20 to 30 hours. And then even after that, we have a dungeon called Sim, which is an infinite dungeon that just keeps getting harder and harder and harder as you play it. So we've had people in our Discord that just they
Insane
play
levels.
that and have literally sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into the game.
That seems
That's
like quite a
awesome.
bit of content for $24.99. Then is that why y'all decided
Exactly.
to go
I
with
don't
that?
think it's too bad. And then
I think
Anthony,
it's a deal.
Anthony
I
pointed
agree
out
too.
15 hours for your first playthrough. There are 3 regular classes, so we got fighter, mage, thief. And even though your second playthrough is faster, a lot of people do enjoy the different classes because Anthony put so much work into making them distinct and unique and fun.
Yeah.
And he's been building 2 new challenge classes. Can you explain that real quick, Anthony?
Yeah, so when you play through the game, usually you go through the tutorial and then you pick one of the 3 basic classes, which is Mage, Thief, or Fighter. But if you want to play the game a little differently, we have 2 what we call challenge classes. One of them is called Dark Knight, which is where every 3 levels you get a random ability from any ability in the game. So it's kind of like a randomizer run almost, where you could... It could be really hard or really easy depending on what the game gives you, and
We've seen mixed results. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
kinda cool,
I'm
man.
pretty
I
sold
like
on that
that.
name right there, Dark Knight.
yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
it's kind of a it's a bit of a stretch of a reference. It's because our game it's very it takes place in a simulation and has to do with the internet and
Yeah, that's
computery
what
stuff.
we should probably get into that because we kind of moved, we kind of jumped a little bit, and there's a lot of people that probably haven't played Arcaxer yet that are watching or that will be watching that don't know anything about it. So, Arcaxer, it is what I would consider a JRPG, right?
Yes.
And for
Yeah.
anybody who doesn't know out there, JRPG is a Japanese role-playing game, basically.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell us like what kind of game? Well, we know what kind of game it is, but tell us about Arcaxer, the game itself, and how it's played.
Sure. So Arcaxer is a game where the game kind of takes place in 2 states. So it's a story-based game where you level up and get stronger, learn new abilities to fight stronger and stronger monsters, and experience the story and try to get to the final boss. So in the game, you explore the overworld, which is how you move around the world, go through dungeons, and explore towns and talk to NPCs. And you do all that in a third-person perspective. So when you're playing the game, it kind of almost feels like you're looking at like a little diorama, and you're moving your character around in the overworld that way. But you can also move around the overworld in first person if you prefer that. We did design it with third person in mind. So if you're playing through your first time, I do recommend that you go through most of the overworld in third person, just because the visuals were definitely designed that way. But if you do insist on playing in first person, you can do that.
I've done it in both, and it's actually pretty fun either way. It's a little bit more challenging in first person, but battles are in first person anyway. So
yes, so that's the second part. Is so when you go through dungeons, the dungeons are procedurally generated, which means every time you go to a new floor, the layout is always going to be different. And on each floor, you'll run into enemies. And when you encounter an enemy, the game will switch into first-person perspective, where you'll be in first person, and you'll fight a different pool of enemies depending on which dungeon you're in. And the dungeons are turn-based, but they still require some finesse. So there's still, I'd still consider it action combat, even though it's turn by turn. So on your turn, you cast spells and use your weapons to attack the enemy. And then when you run out of action points, it's the enemy's turn now, and then they launch attacks at you, and you have to actually dodge them, like with your body. Then you do this back and forth until the enemies are dead, and it's pretty much it.
So Eric asked earlier, JRPGs, is that part of the Japanese role-playing game culture? With the way the games are made, they're built to be turn-based.
The old ones are for sure.
Definitely the old ones. I would say the game is JRPG inspired. I don't know if you could call it JRPG, because obviously
it's a really loose umbrella.
Yeah, we're not a Japanese studio, obviously. But we say it's JRPG inspired because it's inspired by classic games like Final Fantasy on the SNES and NES, and those old school turn-based style RPGs. It's supposed to be reminiscent of those kind of games.
Like the early Final Fantasy type games, where it was where they were more turn-based. They kind of went away from that a little bit later on, but
they have, but we remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
right?
with the enemy design, super heavy on Final Fantasy. and just that kind of stuff that I like. Like Dragon, someone's been mentioning like Dragon
Yeah,
Quest.
Benny mentioned Dragon Quest.
I
Yeah,
like-
that's cool, right?
I liked Earthbound a lot. The old Super Mario RPG. A lot of weird stuff from the SNES.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
been fun.
Jason Ward asks in chat, any plans on multiplayer?
So at this moment, we haven't even started prototyping yet, but it is something that's on our list of things we want to start looking at. We plan on finishing this next big update, which we call Casino Malware, which is another dungeon, more areas, and kind of an addition to the story that you play after the end. And then after that, I would say it's definitely the very high thing on my list. Or something I want to start
It's
with.
something people have been asking for a while, and Anthony is definitely excited about it.
So
Yeah.
why don't you guys go ahead and tell us a little bit about the actual story behind Arcaxer? You know, how the in-game, what's the story behind it?
Sure. So Arcaxer takes place in a virtual world called the Sim, where every human, every entity that's intelligent is generated from like people's like social media profiles from the internet.
I got such Tron vibes by this part of the game. I really did, man. I was like, I keep telling Nick, I'm like, it's like Tron, dude. And he's like,
Yeah.
Tron, what's Tron?
Yeah, Tron was definitely a big inspiration. The Matrix, all that kind of stuff. So in this world, you play as an entity that's, I guess you would say it's generated by your social media profile, or you can think of it that way. And when you start the game, you're a prisoner of this entity called Taskmaster, and what he's doing is he's like capturing new entities that spawn into the world, and he's forcing them to fight for him to climb something called the Stack. And the Stack is this like really tall tower in the Sim, which has this untold treasure at the top that everybody's trying to get to. So after you deal with the whole ordeal of Taskmaster, you're basically working with the other characters in the game to try to get to the top of the stack, figure out what's up there, and I guess you'll just have to learn more from there. I don't want to spoil it too much.
And that's where Anthony's love of anime comes in.
Yeah, right.
A lot of the story beats are very classic JRPG.
I'd watch this show.
There's always a tower in anime.
There's
guys,
a lot of powers.
You guys mentioned Taskmaster. I think Eric has a really serious question he has to have answered from you guys about him.
I love this. I love the voice acting of the Taskmaster. It was so funny, man. It was so good. Who did some of the voice work of some of the characters? And did any of you guys do any voices in there?
So Taskmaster was voiced by our friend Cody, who he's not a voice actor, but he did theater in high school, so that's his.
And he's got a deep, resonant voice.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
so good, man. I loved it.
Well,
I really
obviously,
did.
he did some post-processing too, but yeah, he really
Yep.
nailed it. It was fun.
Yeah, we always say he's a very dad-like character. So
Yeah.
we wanted
Yeah.
him to play our big hulky jail warden character. Which
And
I
that's
feel like
definitely-
fit.
It fits, yeah. That's his most prominent character or contribution for sure. He also has lent a hand with coding here and there when he had time.
Nice.
So he is. When we say it's mostly me and Anthony, Cody is the third person basically.
Yes.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Does Cody do most of the voice acting in Arcaxer, or?
Just Taskmaster.
Just Taskmaster. Our friend Connor Dugard did the voice of Bryce. Aaron.
Way funnier than I expected.
Yeah.
What was the name of the girl that did Sydney and Yorona?
Oh man, I really should remember.
They were good too, man.
But
All of the voice acting
Yeah,
was so
she really
good.
nailed it. One of my friends from my comic shop, he's a trained voice actor, and like me, entertainment's hard, so he also works at a comic shop. And he did Reggie the Troll, and he had a friend who did all of our female voices.
Nice. So good. So good. It's nice when you can bring people in that you know to kind of help you and do these
It felt
things,
really
right?
cool, yeah.
Well, especially when they're good. I mean, I'm sure you can bring friends and you're like, nah, you're just.
We vetted everyone, and I was ready to no.
Exactly,
It
right?
came up, but it didn't come up, so that was great.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool. Hey, I was just going to ask Todd, can you do me a favor? Can you take a link to this and put it in Virtual Strangers Discord in the self promo for me? Just I would like to. I know they some people from over there wanted to be involved with hearing some of this, and I forgot to put it in there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, Todd, if you're around, if you can do that. And Todd did put a
He
put a
did,
link
I
to
saw
this in your guys in the in Arcaxer Discord as well. And he put that in. So if anybody is interested in going to the Arcaxer Discord, I'm sure there's a lot of people talking the game in there that just love it. And if you want to talk to some like-minded people about Arcaxer, and probably you guys too, right? Probably in there.
Yep. Yeah, we're in here all the time. We talk a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So why don't we give away a key, guys? That's that'd be awesome. So Aaron and Anthony were extremely nice, and they gave us 2 keys to give away. 2 more keys to give away because they've already given us a whole bunch of keys anyway. But 2 keys just for this interview, which we really appreciate, and thank you.
Absolutely,
for doing that. We're gonna keep it pretty easy. If you guys can tell us, the first person to tell us, when did Arcaxer release? The date, please, of when Arcaxer released onto the App Lab store. Not on the SideQuest, but on the App Lab store. So
I know this one.
Yeah, when did Arcaxer release on App Lab? And well, really easy, guys. You can either just go to the Oculus store and type in the name Arcaxer.
A link for y'all in the chat.
Follow the link. So, Todd Jackson says 1926, and that's very close.
He's thinking in a very interesting way.
That's an answer.
He also says Cody is hilarious, which he is.
He had a very good comic sensibility for that.
Yeah.
I think I see a real one.
Jason Ward got it. He's fast.
Congrats.
Jason Ward's fast. Congratulations. February 11th, 2021. Congrats to Jason Ward, and congrats on you guys for getting into App Lab on February of 2021. And are there any? Do you guys have any plans at all, or any knowledge of when you might hit the regular store?
So at this point, we know about as much as everyone else does.
Literally the same amount.
They're very secretive about what games, how their choosing process works for choosing which games move from App Lab. Obviously, not very many games have moved from App Lab to the main store so far. So at this point, it's just you gotta hope they like your game and decide to move it over.
Yeah, I mean, this is something like where you gotta keep pestering your contact and just say, hey, is today the lucky day?
Well, they used to have before App Lab, you actually had to submit like a pitch deck to them, and they wouldn't even play a demo or anything. Basically, you'd give them like a 3-page pitch deck. They'd look at the idea, look at your team, and say yes or no. But they've canceled that completely. So now it is completely just either they reach out to your company specifically, or they see your game on App Lab and say, yes, this is something we want to be featured on our store.
So there's no contact for you, or no communication back and forth to say, this is, so there's no direction to say, hey, these are the steps that you need to do to get your game on there. Because like, think about Sony. Sony is an extremely hard platform to get on, I mean, at all. But they give you guidelines, and they give a lot of companies guidelines, and they're like, you submit the game, and they're like, well, this game's not ready for Sony. It's not ready for us yet. But here's the things you need to do. You need to do this, and this. And if you can do those things, bring it back to us. And if it's in an approvable state, we'll put it on the store. So at least they have a direction of, can we do this, number one, what they asked for, and if we can, let's go ahead and do it so we can get on to PlayStation. But there's nothing like that for you guys. You have no roadmap of this is what we need to do.
Yeah, even when they had the pitch deck submission, you'd just give it to them and you'd get a yes or no. You couldn't get any more information about what they're looking for, or the reasons that they denied your pitch. So I don't know if it's just that maybe their program for moving games over isn't very robust right now. Maybe they're waiting for the next iteration of the Oculus to come out before they really start passing games through to the main store. They're very protective about the Quest because obviously it's very popular and it's getting a lot of people who
like Eric mentioned, it is non-power user people. It is casual people.
So obviously they don't want a game on there that's going to make people sick or might give them a really bad experience, because for a lot of people that's going to be their first VR experience ever. Yeah. And if they buy some game on their store and it makes them sick, and that's their first impression of VR, they might never touch VR again. So that's part of the reason why they're so protective of that.
Yeah, and let me just say to anybody out there who's thinking about getting this game, who's new to VR or does not have their VR legs, I don't think that, I mean, I have my VR legs, very well, and I don't get sick at all, but there's not even a hint of anything in this game that would even give you anything like that. But you guys, there's stuff in there. You guys have stuff in the menu, right? Do you do any vignetting or anything like that?
Yes.
Yep, we have the vignette you can add. The only thing that can really, so in VR, things that cause sickness are usually anytime you force the camera to move. So in our overworld, when you move your character, the camera does follow the character. So as that is the only thing in our game that could possibly make you feel a little woozy, we do have a vignette you can turn on that lowers your FOV, which helps kind of trick the brain into thinking like, okay, I'm not actually being forced to move right now, which can...
Although, speaking of brain tricks, Anthony, I mean, the whole reason we designed the third-person overworld was because as long as there's a stable horizon in the distance, it's like when you're sitting in a car, if you look nearby, you get sick. But if you look far away, your brain interpolates it and you're okay. Anthony really managed to achieve that very well. Plus, as the artist, I love the diorama look. I think it's a really fun way to look at my stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's
awesome.
a pretty, I'm a wuss, and it's a very low-impact game for VR leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Actually,
really is. I mean, there's nothing there. And Jason Ward said, hey, they put Mission ISS in the Quest store. That is a puke fest waiting to happen. So, I mean, I remember when I first got my Quest, I wasn't even new to VR, but when I got my Quest, I went in there, and I'm like, I'm getting out of this thing, man. This is not good.
Well, good. I'll keep that one off my list of ones to try.
Well, you're probably okay with all the hours you put in VR now, but can you imagine some grandma, some 60-year-old grandma going into Mission ISS and she's puking all over her living room?
Yeah.
That thing's terrible. If anybody doesn't know what Mission ISS is, basically you're in like a space station in zero gravity, and when you move, you can't stop yourself unless you grab onto something. So you basically have no control of your movement, and when you move like that with no control and the camera's moving all over the place, it's just so disorienting. You want to throw up right away.
That sounds pretty bad.
I mean, it's a cool experience, and if you get your VR legs, definitely go do it. But until then, don't even go there.
From what I've heard, regular zero-G makes people vomit too. So I guess they really replicated that.
Yeah, really. If you want to know what it's like to be in outer space and you're gonna throw up, then yeah, definitely go do that. But to your guys' point about what can you guys do to get off it? Here's what everybody out there can do to help. Go to the games, the App Lab store, on the store page for Arcaxer, and give a review if you played the game. Give a review and give the best review you can. The more reviews they have, the more the Oculus will look at the things. I guarantee it. Also, if you don't have the game, go wishlist it, and then go get the game if you don't have it, because it's an amazing game and you're gonna love it.
There's a free demo too.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a free demo, guys. So get into it and see how amazing it is, and spend the money because it's worth it. You're talking at 15+ hours of content in this game for $25.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
There's
even more content.
$30, $40 games out there that are 3 hours long. You know what I mean? So this game just keeps on giving. But yeah, anybody who's played it, who's watching this afterwards or right now, go give a review. That's the best way you can help any developer out.
Absolutely.
So,
thank you. And that seems like, that's very common sense. And we love reviews. We read literally every single one of them. We talk about them. They embed themselves in our mind. So you can leave a lasting impression.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a big thing that people sometimes don't think about, is sometimes you just see that, a lot of people just want to give bad reviews, and, people who love the game don't think about, maybe I should go give a review because, they're happy with the game, so they don't feel they need to go do it. But a good review is even better than a bad review. So, anytime, if you love this game, go tell everybody else that you love it. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit more about the inside your game there with, we know that it's first-person fighting. We know that you're playing the game in an overworld. You gave us a little bit about the story. Tell us what you're doing throughout the game. It's JRPG inspired, so there's probably puzzles, I imagine. You guys, I think, mentioned side quests earlier in it. What are you doing in the game?
So the base loot for the game is, so like I said, you're climbing the stack, trying to get to the top, and then the stack is broken into 5 different blocks. And each block will have usually a mid-boss and a final boss. Okay. So usually what you're doing is, as you're climbing the stack, every 5 floors you hit a checkpoint, so you can leave and come back at any time, and you'll just teleport up to that iteration of 5 floors, I guess.
Kind of like a checkpoint for you.
Right. And then once you hit the boss, you unlock the next block, and you can move on to the next block of the thing and do the next chunk of story.
Okay.
But in addition to that, there's also some big outdoor areas. So we have like what we call Sandy Bridge, which is a big desert area where you unlock the hoverboard, which lets you do overworld fast hoverboard travel, which you can also do in first person, which I only recommend you do if you
That one might give you a little bit of motion sickness.
Yes.
Come on, it's a freaking hoverboard, people. It's amazing. It's a hoverboard.
You need your VR legs, but we did include it if that's your thing. So yeah, the desert is it's got a lot of ramps and stuff for you to test the hoverboard out on and collect equips to help you out when you go back into the stack. We have another outdoor area called Coffee Lake, which you access later in the story, which has more side quests and kind of little overworld puzzles and fun new NPCs to interact with.
So I wanted to ask, that actually is a lake of coffee, isn't it?
Yes.
Coffee Lake is the lake of coffee. Why wouldn't it be?
It is in fact
Coffee Lake, for
lake.
God's sakes.
Yep.
It actually came from one of our streams where we were developing stuff, and we were talking about like chipsets. Sandy Bridge is an old-fashioned CPU. Coffee Lake is another one, architecture, yeah. And I said Coffee Lake sounds amazing because doesn't that just sound awesome?
Hell
And
yeah.
then why not? And that why not has guided a lot of our important choices.
But in that universe, it fits anyway, though, right?
It
Right.
does. It works really well.
Yeah. Let me just. I want to shout out to Jason Ward. Jason Ward just did a very cool thing. So Jason Ward just won a copy of Arcaxer, and what he said was, he says, "I'm going to go purchase a copy of Arcaxer right now because I'm going to give my key to Alex Ribs, who actually runs a really good Facebook Quest 2 group in Quebec. It's just a Quebec group, and he wants to give that key away to somebody in the Quebec group. So, Jason, you're a good dude. Thanks for doing that, man. And
appreciate
and
that,
yeah,
man.
we appreciate it. And Ribs, Alex Ribs, enjoy that key, and I hope somebody who can win it and give these guys a plug in your group, please.
Thank you so much.
Y'all both get to
It's
enjoy
really
it
nice
now.
to hear.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a couple new people that stopped in. We have Roots from Virtual Strangers just stopped in. Thank you for being here, my friend Roots.
Thanks
and
for coming in, Roots. Good to see you.
and we got James Jacob, who is Radio Runt from the Virtual Strangers Discord, and he is a huge RPG fan. And I think he's played. Radio Runt. Have you played this game? Because I think we talked about this, and I think you played this game and you love this game. So.
Yeah. I spent quite a few hours with him and you and Demio, so I know the man loves some RPGs.
Oh man, Demio's so good.
It's a really good campaign game, Dark.
So we just talked about last night. We talked about a game that just released on Steam that was a PlayStation VR exclusive for a long time called Table of Tales, which is basically Demio before Demio. It came out in 2018, and it's basically a role-playing game where you control figures on a board just like Demio. But it has a story. It's only single player, no multiplayer, but it's a story-based campaign. So it's not just you fighting against enemies blindly like in Demio. It's all about the story, and it's all about unraveling this mystery that you're in. And this game is freaking amazing. I can't believe I slept on it for so long. They just had a sale on it on the PlayStation Store for $5. They sold it for on sale. It's normally $20. And they just released it for the first time ever on Steam on Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. So, yeah, it's $24.99 on Steam. But, yeah, anybody who likes that type of game, go check that game out, too. That game's amazing. As good as Demio. If it had multiplayer, I would say it's up there with Demio. And I had just recently put Demio in my top 5 Quest games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
That's how good this game is.
Looks like Radio Run hasn't checked out Arcaxer yet, so I dropped a link in there for anybody new in the chat. Go check it out, take a look at it, and check the video out.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah, Radio Run, Arcaxer is right up your alley. It's such a good game. It's got a good story. He's all about lore, and there's lore in this game.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of lore. Yeah.
And speaking of lore, you were telling us about the Coffee Lake and the desert. What else? What else? Did you guys have in the game? Like I was asking earlier, y'all have some puzzles or whatnot that you have to do, side quests, a couple of things like that.
Yep. So every few floors in the stack, we also have what we call puzzle floors, which are like they're pre-made floors that feature all the puzzles feature some kind of physics or something you have to interact with your overworld hands. So when you're traveling in the overworld, you have your avatar that you're controlling, but then you also have like your VR hands, which kind of look like big floating god hands. And these can actually interact with things in the overworld. So you can pick up like crates and things, and you can throw them at enemies to stun them if you want to get like a preemptive attack on them before battle.
That's pretty funny.
And you can use this functionality to solve puzzles. So we have like a tile puzzle where you have to reorganize tiles. We have a puzzle in the spooky dungeon block where you have like a skull that has like fog coming out of it. And you'll have to like move the fog over an invisible path to find out where you're supposed to walk to get to the chest.
Oh, wow.
We have like a hoverboard course. Just a lot of fun stuff like that where you got to use your brain a little bit.
So I mean, these are kind of things that we would see like back in JRPGs, as Eric was mentioning earlier, which is pretty neat. So it almost sounds, besides the fact that it's not a studio out of Japan, it almost sounds like a JRPG. Would y'all classify it as that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What else? I mean, you said some side quest earlier.
When you get to the hub in the game, which is it's the hub, and it's also called the hub in the game.
I love the name, the hub.
You get the idea very quickly.
Yeah.
So the hub has this tavern that has like a list of side quests for you to do. These are very simple things like go collect these items from the stack, or go find this thing, or level up this spell. And then in addition to that, we have NPCs in all the overworld zones that'll ask you to do some crazy stuff. Like some of my favorite puzzles. There's an NPC that he's called Sweaty Entity, and he's complaining that it's too hot outside and he wishes there was more shade. And all you have to do is move your hand so that your hand's shadow is covering him, and then talk to him again, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's much better," and give you an item.
I'd never figure that out. I'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?"
It does stump a surprising amount of people.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty fun though. Actually,
that's a fun one.
And sometimes I don't have patience for those things, so I'm like, "Yeah, just move me on. Let me get through."
We watch a lot of streamers. A lot of streamers get to puzzles and they say, "Nah."
Yeah. So I noped out on Myst pretty damn quick. I started playing Myst. I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna happen."
See,
I get to devote too much time of my life to this game, and I just can't do it.
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of time on puzzles. I absolutely love them. So, but that's kind of more my thing, anyways.
Yeah. So Radio Run Chat says, "I guess I'm gonna have to go pick this up."
Yeah.
So there's another one, guys.
You have to.
Yeah, Radio Run, pick this up, man. You're gonna love it.
He still has a chance at the end of the show to.
We have one more key
we have for you guys.
Yeah.
So,
actually, we just stopped a sale for these guys. They would have had a sale right now.
Oh no!
This could have been the sale that pushed them into the Quest store.
Positivity.
That's all right.
Now they're still stuck in App Lab forever.
I already know if Radio Run don't win, he's gonna go buy it anyway. So we're still good.
Absolutely. And if he doesn't, Roots said he'd buy it for him.
It'd be great, man.
More
players, the better.
Well, he didn't say that, but I said that for him. Oh, too funny. So the guys, you're still working on this game. You said you're still putting 20, 30 hours a week, individually, each of you into the game. So why is that? What's going on with the game?
So we're working on our next big content patch. Actually, half of it is already out. Our next content patch is called Casino Malware, and it takes place after the end of the main story in the game. So this is after the initial 15 hours. There's this whole other chunk of story.
So do you have to beat the game to get to the content?
Yes. So you do have to beat the game to get to this next segment.
I love it. I think it's great. I think you should have to.
Yeah.
I mean, Saints and Sinners was just about to release their Aftershocks downloadable content. It's the same way. You cannot play their new content unless you have beaten the main core of the game.
Mm-hmm. I just I wanted to add more hours to the game. I wanted to expand on the story and the universe a little bit more. There's a lot of questions that are still unanswered by the time you finish the main story. So I wanted to explore a little bit more of that with this content patch. So this content patch features another dungeon, a whole new overworld area, which is casino themed. So we have casino games there, like we have slots, and of course Coin Pusher, which is definitely a casino game and not a Dave and Buster's.
Hell yeah! I want a pachinko machine in there, man. Come on, can you do that for me?
We've got
Can you do that for me?
We've got a violent roulette game that's coming up soon. I'm excited for that one. We can get it finished.
Those words excite me. Violent roulette. It just excites me. I'm not sure why, but it excites me.
It could be a fun time.
So Benny Lee said new DLC, kind of, yes, but it's free. We're throwing it in with the main game because we enjoy working on it, and you know the Harvest Valley idea.
Stardew
Valley. Yeah, Stardew Valley, where you just kept throwing new stuff in there to keep getting new players. That's kind of what we're trying to do on that.
Yep.
And more is more. Plus, we love working on it, so.
Yeah.
Why not?
Anybody out there that was on the fence of buying this game, just think about what you're getting now. You're already getting 15 plus hours of content, and now you're about to get more downloadable content. So go get the game.
So at the rate you guys are going, I mean, y'all just added new content. Do you guys plan to add further content in the future? And if you guys do, are y'all going to continue to stick with the same price point?
Yeah, so the price of the game probably isn't changing. If anything, we like to do a lot of sales and stuff, so over time the price may even go down. Yeah, I mean, this is like our major passion project. We just like adding stuff to the game because it's fun. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll likely be adding stuff to this for even years to come.
Well,
yeah.
And you guys mentioned earlier that this thing draws a lot of inspiration from the Final Fantasy games. Mm-hmm. And the newest Final Fantasy game they just came out with, they're doing a similar thing where they just continue to add on content to an already finished game. Seems like you guys are kind of going that same route, and it seems to be working. So,
yeah. Which Final Fantasy game, by the way? Is it
the 7 remake one?
Oh yeah, yeah, where they made it like chapter based.
Yeah, and they're still coming out and adding content on top of a already completed game. So that's kind of sounds a lot like what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Benny Lee says in chat. Benny Lee says, "Love what you guys are doing with the constant updates. I've already bought it to show support. Definitely will recommend." There you go. Thanks, Benny. You're the man.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Appreciate
Benny.
it. Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that I love developers like you guys that just keep putting effort into these games, and you just don't because there are developers out there that do put games out and then they're done with it. They've gotten anything they could out of it, and then it's gone. And sometimes a complete game is a complete game, and just here it is, here's my game, it's great, and here it is. But I mean, you guys aren't done with it yet. You're still doing it. You're still making it great. You love the game just as much as everybody else who's playing it loves the game, and you just want people to enjoy it even more. So, that's why you're doing, free downloadable content here. What's the plans, guys? What's the plans for the future for Overrun Games?
Well, it's likely extra content for this game is kind of going to be a side thing. So just, in our free time, if we come up with a new quirky idea, we'll probably...
I've got a few.
There you go. You got to have something.
Yeah, we'll add it to Arcaxer because it's fun. But in addition to that, we do have some new ideas that we're starting to prototype that we can't really talk about yet because it's still very, very, very early stages.
Wait. You can tell me off the air. I won't tell anybody. I swear to God. Hey, guys, as long as you break the news on here sometime in the future, I'm all good.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah,
we'll let you know. Hype is a great thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
no, I mean, I couldn't wait to see enough from you guys. I mean, everything you guys have put out so far has just been really, really good. And you got a market that hasn't really been hit a lot on in VR in general, but especially on the Quest and the Quest 2. So, yeah.
Yeah, and connecting you guys with our community is the best way to do it, I think. So
super happy we love talking directly to people.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is an open invitation to you guys. Anytime you guys anything that you want to promote, you come on here anytime you guys want and do that because awesome. we want to bring as many of people that we want to bring them to this game because we know it's that good. And we see a lot of games. You guys know that. A lot of people come to us and want to put their game in a group, and we see a ton of games. And very rarely, number one, that we put the time into any game because we don't have a lot of time. And Nick Quinn and myself, Nick Quinn more than me, but have put a lot of time in this game, and that's just because we enjoyed it so much. And if we actually take the time to put into a game, it's good. Trust me, because normally we just can't.
I don't know, and I got a bad habit of trying to finish games that I really like, and y'all have so much content, it's hard to finish.
I have the same problem. My backlog is so big for stuff I need to finish.
Oh my god!
My favorite early review for Arcaxer is always just you guys killed my battery. We really
yeah. I needed 4 battery packs to get in there. Yeah, for sure.
That's
for
a
sure.
Great game with plenty of content. So
what do you think, guys? You want to give away one more key? I know Aaron has to go, and Anthony might stay with us a little bit as we finish up our show. We got a little bit more to go, guys. We have some other things, and we're going to give away a shirt too, guys. We're going to give away a key right now, but then we are going to give away a shirt. Nick, what does that shirt look like?
So here we go.
No, it looks so good. Let me hold on. I got it. Hold on.
Oh, you're wearing the Skrillex shirt tonight, man.
Oh, comes in gray. Nice.
Yeah. So just so you can see, so Nick doesn't have to stretch out. There we go, right there.
Nice.
All right, guys. So we'll give one away. Anybody, any color you want that we have available, just let us know that whoever wins, just let us know the size, and we'll get it ordered up and send it to you. But yeah, we have one of those giveaway as well, and with a key. So let's give the key away real quick, right?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead. This one's a fairly easy one. You guys can get this. So, we've been having an interview for most of the night. What is the name of the developer studio that we have been interviewing tonight? First person to answer in the chat gets the key.
Who's going to get it?
Beat Games.
Is it Beat Games again?
Cloudhead.
It's not Abraham Oculus, right?
Abraham Oculus.
Yeah. So a couple of shows ago, we asked who was the founder of the Oculus Quest, or the Oculus, not Oculus Quest, but who was the founder of Oculus? Fairly straightforward question. I mean,
yeah.
And you think you'd get Palmer Lucky right away, right? No, I got Abraham Oculus.
Abraham Oculus.
That is 100% an Anthony joke.
Yeah,
That's
right.
My guy.
Todd Jackson says Skrillex.
Rivs is close. That's our publisher.
Close. Oh. Hey, James.
James got it.
Who got it?
There it is.
Hey, Roots got it. Congratulations, Roots.
And he wants to hand it on over to Radio Run.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
We got some generous people in chat tonight.
Yeah, nice job, guys. Nice job.
Good job.
Overrun Games. They are amazing. Anthony and Aaron, and thank you guys for being here and doing this with
Appreciate y'all coming on.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk to you guys. Always fun to watch the live streams too.
Yeah, I mean we've met a couple times live now, getting ready for this, and I think we've had almost as much fun doing those as we did here tonight. Because I mean, just coming on here before, we were laughing our asses off a bit before we came on here tonight. So it's just good to get on and talk to some people and that are just good people and that that are like-minded and doing passionate things that they love, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
So congrats to Radio Runt and to what was it, Jason Ward that won the earlier game key?
Yeah, but he's going to hand it over to Alex Rivs for his
Alex.
community.
Okay. Yep. Congrats to Radio Runt and Alex for winning y'all's keys.
So Radio Runt, just give if you either give me or Nick a PM, and we will get you the key. And same thing for Alex, we'll get you guys keys. And again, everybody, whoever's going to get the game, if you could have them go over to the number on the Discord for Arcaxer, and then go to the store and give it a review and give it a 5-star because it's that good.
Oh, absolutely.
If you think it's a 5, don't get it.
And it helps the developers. That helps them there.
It's a big help, yeah.
Yeah. So, Aaron, do you got to take off, or do you want to?
It's just about time for me to head out. But it was so nice talking to you guys. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for engaging. Thanks for taking time off your night. And I am going to post the VOD on our YouTube channel later on. So I really appreciate everyone's time.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you,
Aaron. We'll talk soon.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy.
Cool. Anthony has been kind enough to say he would. He hasn't had enough of me and Nick yet, so he wants to hang out and talk to us a little bit more. So I just want to say hello to a couple people because I know we've been going for a while here, and it's just been so busy. I haven't had to say hi. Kevin Martz is here. Techno Glitch, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Techno Glitch.
It's good to see you in here. And who else? We got Alex. We got Jason. And Benny's been here for a while.
Roots came in a little.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit. Yeah, Ruth. Yeah, that was nice of Roots to give up his key to Radio Rant. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. He's a great dude, man.
Appreciate it. Let's talk a little. Let's talk a little state of the group. So we've had a busy week, right? I mean, had a million things going on in the group this week. What was the? What did we have given? What was the reviews and promos we had?
Oh Lord, so many of them. Let's see. Just today, I dropped the game Big Ballers. Got a giveaway for that one. It's a basketball game.
Big Ballers. Who doesn't want to be a big baller?
Big Ballers basketball. Yeah, it's actually a pretty fun game. I didn't get a chance to play it with you yet, but me and our other moderator Kai got in, and had some fun in there. Jammed out, shot a couple of balls. There's a boom box you can pick up while you're playing, and just kind of hold on to it and shoot some moves.
Heck yeah!
Is that multiplayer?
It is. It's actually, I don't know how many people can play multiplayer at a time, either 4 to 8, I think, tops. Yeah. But yeah, it's multiplayer, or you can do it single player. It's got some pretty good physics. The bouncing of the basketball, which is hard for a lot of games, I'd imagine, to do, actually works fairly well. I can't complain on it. So it's got some good physics.
Ruth says, you know who else likes Big Ballers?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that button, Eric. If we're gonna
get the my mom button, my mom. So Kevin Martz says he caught you, Anthony. He wants to know what you're drinking.
Oh, definitely. It's a Stoned Vengeful Spirit IPA.
Oh,
honestly, I'm not a huge IPA guy, but the liquor store nearby just seems to have IPAs, so I'm stuck with them.
Oh yeah, no.
Raider wants to know if that basketball game is better than that free gym game, and I would say that it's probably better. I played both of them because I have the gym game. I don't know if you picked that one up, Eric, but
I haven't. No.
I would say it's better. It's almost equal, if not a little better. There's some cool features where you can make yourself either super tiny. I think they used to call it Shaq size, where you can make yourself big, but now they just call it Super Size Me. So,
yeah, they probably got in a little trouble for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the only sports game that I'm really into right now is E5's
golf
E5
game.
Golf Club. Yeah, Golf E5
Golf
Club.
E5
5 E Club. I wish they would have made an easier name. It's an amazing game, but
Walkabout got it right.
Yeah, it's Golf 5 E Club, and it is, if you like golf in any way, it's a real 18-hole golf course. And you're swinging like you would normally swing in real life. And if you use Jason Ward's golf club stock, you feel like you're swinging a golf club. And you can swing like you swing in real life, and you'll slice if you slice, and you'll hook if you hook. And it's a very cool game. But it's the only sports game that I'm really into.
So there was 2 big games. One that just dropped today, matter of fact, called Clash of Chefs VR. And I don't know if me and you, Eric, we didn't get a chance to get in there. No, we did get a chance to get in there together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We played a little bit of that. I got so frustrated. All I did was start throwing shit at it. Because you're playing against somebody and they're directly across from you. And I got so frustrated with the game because it's not easy. And Nick just threw me in. Like, he's been playing this game for a week. He threw me in like, yeah, go ahead. And I couldn't do anything right. And all my customers were walking away all pissed off. So I just started throwing shit at Nick and trying to screw him up. I'm throwing plates at him. I'm throwing hot dogs at him.
I mean, you got to go in the kitchen. You got to throw you to the wolves, man. That's the way I was handed it.
Well, yeah, it's a cool game. I mean, if you like that kind of, job simulator kind of type of game, it's very cool. So, I mean, if you're, what's the other one out there? Overcooked, I think, from Resolution Games is another one of those type of games, and I think it's very similar to that. It can be very fun. I think you got 4 different types of restaurants you can go to and do cooking with, and you got to prepare food. Right down to.
Is Clash of Chefs kind of like a Overcooked, but in VR?
I haven't played Overcooked yet.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
It's very akin to the actual kitchen section of Job Simulator. I can't remember what that section was called.
Yeah, man,
but
you're doing everything. You got to put hamburgers in the grills. You got to put plates down. You got to put buns down. You got to slice your onions and your tomatoes,
cut your cucumbers.
And, you've got to put your fries in the fryer-later and make sure you get them out before they burn. And
yep.
You got to make sure you prepare everything right. You got to put drink in the drink dispenser and pour the stuff in it
and not spill it before you give it to your waiter.
Yeah, right. One of them's a Japanese restaurant. You got to make sushi, so you got to roll the sushi roll up. You got to put everything in that you need to put in, and you got to roll it up, and you got to cut it. It's cool. It's fun. I mean, it's a cool multiplayer. I didn't play it single player. You did, Nick. What did you think of the single player?
Single player is very similar to multiplayer, just very basic when you start out at. You got to think. I want to say it was almost 40 levels per genre of food. So 40 levels of Mexican, 40 levels of pizza, of Italian, 40 levels of American food. And it starts you off really basic, just if you're doing American, you make fries, keep making fries. Here's a burger, But as you progress, it gets to where we were playing as in like the multiplayer, with it. They're just throwing all kinds of random dishes at you to make, and you got to bust a hump to try to make what you got. And if your food's not just right, your waitress ain't going to take it out to your customers, and your customers are pissed. And Eric, you never got the chance to do this, but if you throw your food or pour ketchup on your customers, you can make them pissed faster.
Yeah, I was throwing something at your customers, trying to make your customers mad. Doing something. So Nick's got a new microphone he just picked up, and all I hear is.
Oh, that is my bad.
He's got a new microphone. Oh my god!
Yeah, I gotta get used to that, or get myself a boomstick.
Yeah, you need a boom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a cool game. Well, Cave Digger also dropped too. We did a review for Cave Digger. That's a fun. Cave Digger 2. I'm sorry, Cave Digger 2. Dig Harder. I love the titles. Dig Harder.
That was real Western-like.
That was cool, man. I played a little bit of Cave Digger 1. It wasn't my kind of thing. It was very straightforward. But Cave Digger 2 is pretty cool. And you're down there. You're in the mine. You're digging for gold and gems. But you have there's monsters down in the mine, and you have weapons this time. And you have a lot of upgradables, which is cool. And I dug it, man. It's multiplayer too, which the first one was not. And you can get up to 4 people in there. Multiplayer, working together. So I thought that was really cool. And me and Nick jumped in, and we recorded some footage of that we put in the group with the review. And I think it was funny, man. We had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, you almost got some Township Tale vibes out of it in a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, on a much more basic level, but right, pretty much just like that. Yeah.
One of the big ones that just came out, which I don't know, it's got mixed reviews in the store. Paranormal Activity. So I've seen some of the movies, or most of the movies. I love the game. Game's got some jump scares. Eric, you got a chance to play in that one, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. It's okay. It's a good game. It's not bad.
You had a problem with the controls a little bit. It felt like you were, I don't know, just the turning wasn't there. A lot of people complained about it not having side-to-side movement. But, as I understand it, it's just a port of a several-year-old game. But the graphics on it were just amazing. The lighting was amazing. You take a piece of paper, and you can't really see it 2 feet from your face, but you put it underneath the lamp, and it lights it up very nicely to where you can read it clear. Just very, very good graphics, very well lit, but a little bit issue with the controls.
I remember seeing that Paranormal Activity game at GDC like way back in like 2015, 2016. I remember to try the game out, I walked up and they're like, "Hey, you want to try this out?" I was like, "Sure." And they handed me a waiver. They're like, "You have to sign this waiver first."
No way.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a little scary.
It is scary.
I made an excuse like, "Oh, you know what? I think I have something else to go to right now."
Yeah, I'm not doing that one in a crowd in a crowd full of people where I'm going to scream like a little girl.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did have to take the headset off a few times and calm my heart down from almost exploding out of my chest. I just don't do
VR.
Yeah, it is. It really.
Horror is so much better in VR. I mean, like I've always said, you can take a mediocre flat game that's a horror game, and you put it in the VR, and it's amazing, right? It's so much more. When you're in that environment, I mean, it can freak you out.
I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia in VR lately.
Yeah, that's really another good one, right?
Yeah.
There's a new one out too, like Phasmophobia, called Forewarned. And that is a 4-player type of thing. I think you're more in like an Egyptian kind of thing, like a theme where you're dealing with mummies and things like that. But that's 4-player, like Phasmophobia. That's supposed to be really good. I just haven't had a chance to try that yet myself.
I was gonna pick that up.
Yeah, it looks good. I saw like Paradise DK playing it, and he had a lot of fun doing it, and he got pretty scared. So
I think I'll just make a mental note to stay away from horror games and stick with my action games, RPGs. You know, I'm good with those.
No.
Well, I just got done watching Wes from Virtual Strangers stream Blair Witch, that on the Rift Store version of Blair Witch, which just came out recently, and he actually streamed in a couple of sessions. He streamed that whole game, and he just finished it the other day, and that was a seriously freaky game. That's probably one of the scarier games I've seen.
Really?
I mean, it's not super scary as in like jump scares, but it's more like psychedelic, like screws with your mind type of game. And
See, I
it was fun.
I wasn't a fan of the movies. To be
What?
honest.
How dare you? That first movie was awesome. The rest after that were kind of garbage.
Yeah, I can't say that I was. So I'm skeptical about a Blair Witch VR game, you know, but.
Yeah. Benny Lee says, remember Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, I didn't play that one.
Yeah. I have not got a chance to play that one. I
My
own
daughter-
that on PSVR too, and
my-
I still can't play.
My 7-year-old daughter now, she's all like, my favorite character from Five Nights at Freddy's is this person or that person. And I'm like, you know, there's Five Nights at Freddy's in VR. Can you imagine if I put her in that 7 years old?
Oh,
Dad of the year. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Ruth said he reached for the "How dare you" button.
Oh, I know. I can't do it. How dare you? So, yeah. Well, you know what else we had going this week too is I checked out a new company this week called Destech. I'm kind of always looking for new companies that I can get their products and appreciate and love. And Destech actually, I was looking anyway, but they kind of reached out to me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll give you a try. I'd heard them a little bit, and they sent me some stuff. And I tried it, and I'm really digging it, man, to the point where I'm going to let them do some posts in a group and do some advertising because I really like them. And they actually just they were nice enough to give away 10 of their link cables to us to some group members that I'm going to be giving, you know, putting the names out there. They just chose them today. I'm going to put the names out there later tonight, but they gave this thing away, 16-meter link cable, and this is one of the nicer ones that I have found.
That's real solid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's braided. Oh my God, this thing's nice, and it comes with all these little zip ties. So when I was done with it, zip right back up, put it in the box. But it's braided and it's super heavy duty. But a lot of these I get, they're heavy duty, but then you can't bend the damn things. So if you're trying to move around with it, or you know, it doesn't, you know, it wants to like jerk your headset off your head. You know, like I have the KIWI system on the ceiling, so it's kind of like hanging down. And if they're not you know, like pliable a little bit, it's just hard to move around in them. And this one is very pliable, but it's braided, so I can run over it with my chair. Like I had an Oculus link cable, $80, and I ran over it with the foot of my chair, and boom, done. Yeah, I get that. It's not done where I use it for a charging cable now. I use it to charge my phone. That's my Oculus. That's my $80 Oculus cable right there. I use it to charge my phone because what happens now is when I hook it up to link it to my computer to my headset, I get a bunch of static in there because something was damaged in the transfer data of the cable. It still charges my phone like extremely fast, but an $80 phone charger is not good.
Yeah,
but
I don't think my phone charger costs that much.
I tested this thing. I ran it over 3 times with my chair just because, you know, that's what I'm doing. You know, and I already have, you know, 100 of these. I don't need any more. I get these things so I can test them out and see how they are. And I ran over this 3 times with my chair. I did not have a problem with it at all. And extremely good. It's a fast charging cable. I like the ones that you hook up that still charge the headset because there's a lot of them out there that I've tried. You hook it up and then you gradually still lose battery. Sometimes you lose it fast. Sometimes you lose it slow. This one will actually charge while you're on there, just like the link. It's just like the $80 link cable. And hey, Todd, if you could link that in the chat for people, that would be great. It's the Destech. It's a 16-foot or a 5-meter cable. And this thing I just got today. And I haven't even tried a chance to try it out yet, but I'll show everybody. It's called the Capsule. If you can look and see that, it's a battery that hooks onto the side of the Quest, and it's freaking tiny. It looks like a pill.
It's like a capsule.
Yeah. It's called the
how
Capsule
many...
Emergency. It's not huge. It's 3,300 milliamp. So you know it's not going to give you 8 hours of battery, but you know if you use this like in conjunction with your Elite Strap battery or your Rebuff Reality, like Nick's got.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool thing, right? And it's I'm going to test it out and let you guys know. I don't know about it yet. Again,
Well, it's it's less weight than because one of our moderators bought a 30,000 milliamp battery that I think is absolutely
Huge.
overkill, but
Yeah.
it's huge. It's massive, and people need to find out. Even my Rebuff Reality one adds weight to the back of it, and that thing right there looks like what, half an ounce of what is what it weighs. Sits right there on the side of the headset.
Yeah, it's tiny. It doesn't actually show the weight, but yeah, it's tiny. I'll show you guys. I'll pull it out. But it's super small, and it weighs nothing. That's it right there.
That looks like a pretty convenient battery.
Going to the side of your.
Now,
it's super light.
Would that get in the way of the headphones?
That's
because I do use my headphones on my DAS.
I think it's before the headphones. So let's take a look.
It is pretty close.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Because
jack's like right there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
And
so here's my Elite strap with battery that I've currently got taped up right here because I got a crack.
who'd have thought?
This is my second one now. I've got a crack already. Yeah, but they replaced the first one within 10 days. This is the second one, but what are you gonna do? I love it. It's still comfortable. But I have a BOBOVR ready to go.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just going to. I don't think that'll bother you. I think it's far forward enough. I think you're okay.
You put the headphones in?
I don't use headphones on mine because I think the Quest 2 audio is pretty damn good. So I don't bother with it. But if I was going to, I think the headphones would come probably right about here if you had it on. And I think you're okay because it sits pretty far forward. So, I'll test it out and see how long it'll last. 3,300 milliamps. I don't know. But it comes with a little charging cable as well. Which is kind of cool. Just a little charging cable. So cool. I'll test it out and we'll let you know. Destech is a cool company. They got some cool stuff coming. They have a product that they just showed me I can't say anything about yet, but I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait to show you guys. It's just going into like pre-production into molding and stuff like that. But I can tell you this, it's a product that nobody has out there yet. It's a fantastic idea. And I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait to show everybody. And it's one of the reasons that I kind of agreed to have Destech, come into the group and show some of their stuff. So yeah, and thank them for giving away 10 of those link cables to people, and I hope they enjoy them. And I'll announce that later tonight. And they've got some other products too that are really cool, but I won't go into all of them tonight.
Todd was asking, and I didn't notice if yours was the Elite battery strap or just the Elite strap, but he wants to know if you can actually plug it into the back and see if that would charge it at the same rate or charge it at all.
That's a good question. I can tell you this, since I plugged it in, I don't know if you can see, but my green light's on, so it's already charging it right out of the box. So it's charging right now. Let me see.
Is there an indicator on it to show when it's, like with the Rebuff, it shows you when it's empty. Is there some kind of indicator that tells you that it's full, empty?
Not that I saw. Not that I see. I don't see anything. I mean, without plugging it in, I don't see anything on here. But let's check it out. All right.
So you do have the Elite battery.
So yeah, I can't tell. It's impossible for me to tell. Yeah, it's charging it.
Okay.
It's charging it. So yeah, so it looks like you can plug it into the back, and it'll charge your battery. It won't charge your headset at this point. It's just going to charge the battery. But I don't think that would bother you at all. So, and it seems like it fits in there pretty good. And I'll test it. I'll test it for you guys and let you know. I'll use it and I'll check it out. And if I think it's decent, I'll let you know. If I think it's not, I'll let you know that too. I tell everybody I tell all these companies right up front. I mean, I don't screw around. I'm never going to say that something's good if it's not. So we test everything out before we send anything out to people. So or tell anybody about them. So trust me, if I say it's good, it's definitely good.
Yeah. Well,
hey, Dave Marsh is here. Dave, you made it.
Hey, Dave.
Thanks for the Skrillex. Thanks for the Skrillex shirt, man. I am such a Skrillex fan. Me and Nick, I said before Anthony and Aaron got into the live call, I said I need to listen to like one song from Skrillex because I said I would before our next chat. Anthony, have you ever heard of Skrillex? Are you a Skrillex fan?
Yeah, I've heard of Skrillex.
I'm like, Scribbix? Who is it? Scribbix?
I'm not a boomer.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel so old now.
Me and Nick are listening to the song, and we get about 5 minutes into it. I'm like, Nick's like, yeah, I'm turning this off. I'm like, yeah, okay, go ahead. You can turn it on.
You guys don't like the classics like Bangarang, and honestly, that's the only Skrillex song I know.
Bangarang. No, I don't know Bangarang either.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it'd be funny. But Dave, thank you for sending my Skrillex shirt because I will wear it with pride.
Looks good on you, Eric.
I'm wearing it to work tomorrow.
Even if you don't know what the hell it is, it looks good on you, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thanks for coming by, Dave Marsh, and we are super excited about Shadowgate. We talked a little bit about Shadowgate last night on Virtual Strangers. And I know we're gonna be talking some more about Shadowgate coming up soon in the future. So we're very excited about that. And thanks for coming and hanging out. And what else we got?
Dave says you're free to burn the shirt tomorrow.
Hey, maybe that would be a good thing for next week. Come to the next Thursday night's live chat. Watch Eric burn the Skrillex shirt live.
Content.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those nice beers that Anthony's got, the IPAs, and I'm gonna burn the shirt.
Sounds like good times.
Dave Marsh says, "Yeah, it's awful." Todd said, "Yeah, it's awful." We're probably insulting a ton of people out there, like Skrillex is the best, man.
Right? Yeah.
Skrillex is very like early, like the onset of like electronic music being popular. I don't know if I'd even say Skrillex is good.
Yeah, right.
He was just one of the first.
It's
too funny.
Not familiar to my ears. So
no, that's another reason. Another reason why I love synth riders, and I'm just not a big fan of Beat Saber. The music in synth riders is so much better than in Beat Saber.
Well, that's an interesting choice for them to pick for Beat Saber. Was Skrillex out of? I mean, the last album they came out with had a bunch of random different musicians or artists on it, and then
I think what was it? It was something because it was all done by a music label, right? Is that who it was? And it had all the different artists from that music label.
Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure on that.
Yeah, they had like 2 Monster Cat albums, I think, which were Monster Cat's like a label, so they took like a bunch of different artists under Monster Cat, and then I think they started doing like they did the Imagine Dragons and the.
I was happy when they brought in Linkin Park and
Linkin Park was cool.
Yeah,
and they did Green Day and stuff, but then they came out with what was that last pack? Interscope pack, which was just a bunch of. Yeah, it was a bunch of random different artists.
Well, that's the label, right? I think Interscope is the label. That's why.
Yeah, and then they completely switched gears and put Skrillex in there. Like, where did this come from?
I mean, people were loving it. I mean, people were all over the group going, "Oh, can you believe it? Skrillex is coming." I'm like,
we're totally insulting all of those people.
I know. Because we're old. We're old. Well, I'm old. You're semi-old.
I'm semi-old. I'm getting there.
Anthony's young.
Yeah, I'm a little baby.
Yeah. So yeah, with Desk Tech, we did that giveaway. That's pretty much all we had going on this week, right? I mean, it's just crazy the amount of stuff going on right now in VR.
We're still going through all the 100,000 member giveaways, trying to get in touch with all them, and that's going to be a process. As
it's
Aaron
coming.
said earlier.
Yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming. Trust me. I like, again, we have all the names. I just don't want to give them out until I have a chance to talk to everybody, so they can choose their games, and then we'll get them out there. Hey, Larry Kirk is here. Larry, how you doing, my friend?
Larry.
Larry's a very cool guy. Larry is he's in his 60s and a VR gamer. Loves VR.
Oh, nice.
Very, very cool dude. He's been to a lot of our chats, and he just hasn't been lucky enough to grab a game yet. You know what I mean? So, Larry,
we've actually had quite a few older folks throughout our entire community that are getting into VR. It's really cool to see people, Eric's age.
Yeah, and just Larry, you know what? Larry Kirk is just a cool dude, and he's been around doing a lot, and he's just been so frustrated he hasn't been able to win one. Larry, message me later, and I'll get you a key to a game. How's that? There you go. You just want a key, my friend. We'll figure out which one, what we can get you, and I'll buy it for you myself. Get you a game, for sure.
Maybe Arcaxer.
Yeah, so, if you want, if that's it, I will buy. We'll buy Arcaxer if you are. If you're into that, we'll get you one of those.
So, Eric, we did have one other thing this week that I completely forgot about. I posted it today. Racket NX. They have a competition this weekend where they're trying to beat their previous record of a max amount of Steam players on at the same time. So I think it was 100. I could be wrong, but previously they were able to get 100 players to play Racket NX online all across the world, whoever has their game, but it had to be on Steam. And they're trying to break that record this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you guys have Racket NX, even if you just want to hop on for 10 minutes around at 2 o'clock Saturday, get on there. I don't know if it's a cross-buy game or not. I guess that wouldn't matter for Steam, would it?
No, it should matter for Steam, I would assume. Right?
I don't
I mean,
know.
it's a cool idea, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you want to get as many people as possible. And you know what? Steam tracks these numbers of who's playing these games when. So, you know, it makes sense. Yeah, the time zones are going to be off, but, I mean, you know, it's just going to be different. I mean, it just depends on who's on at what time. So is it 2 p.m. Eastern or what?
Central, my time, actually.
Okay, so 2 p.m. Central, so it'll be 3 p.m. Eastern.
Your time, yeah. So
Yeah, and then
I don't know how long it's going on for. I would assume probably an hour if they're just trying to break one record at a time. They just got to get over whatever that number is. So, but yeah, that's this weekend, this Saturday. If you got it on Steam, hop on there.
Yeah. Super fun game. I mean, Anthony, you ever played Racket NX?
No, I haven't. What's it like?
It's like racquetball in space, really. I mean, it's like a space themed racquetball. Yeah, but you're in like a 360 room and like a circular room, and you're just trying to hit these blocks, like colored blocks, or not really colored, but
like Brick Breaker, but with like a racket.
Kind of like that.
Except for if Brick Breaker had a bungee cord between the ball and the racket, and you could pull the ball back to your racket.
Yeah.
Really fun game. And it's co-op.
Yeah, co-op or multi. You can either co-op or you can go against somebody. So you can co-op where you're working together to beat you have to do it in such a amount of time to go on to the next level, and then you can do it against somebody else too. So you can actually compete, which is super cool, man. It's a lot of fun.
I'm always looking for new co-op games, so I have to write that one down.
Yeah, it's actually.
It's a great workout game too. So if you like just you're working out because you're constantly kind of running around from side to side. You're moving. You're swinging the racket like you would like a racquetball racket. So, yeah. So it's just a cool game. Roots says he just got his package. What'd you get, Roots? What'd you get? Oh, he got his shirt. He got his shirt. Yeah.
Okay.
He got his. I think
so he's gonna be wearing one of these shirts now.
Yeah, he's gonna wear it. He's wearing it on his next stream. Nice.
Represent the OQ2. I mean, it's got to be better than representing Skrillex.
What? Not bad mouthing my shirt, man. Proud of Skrillex, my boy. Yeah. So definitely, guys, get into that. Again, another great developer that has been super kind to us, and go show them support. It's a fantastic game, and they want to try and break a record. And I will be there. Nick will be there. 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock
Central
Eastern, and was that 11 o'clock
Pacific?
Is it? Am I right?
No, that'd be 12 o'clock Pacific time, right?
12, and in Hong Kong it would be. Hurry up, quick, hurry up.
Next person that answers that gets a shirt.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be your shirt off your back, man. So, what do we got coming, Nick? What's coming up?
Well, we still got VR Blast. That's sure gonna be dropping a little bit. Why don't you tell us about that one? I don't know too. That's one of the ones I'm still trying to get into.
It's a blast, man.
Is it a VR Blast? I hear.
VR Blast is a cool little app game. It's basic, but it's fun. It's basically you have 2 pistols and you are shooting. Those color match games where you have to hit like a certain color and to collapse blocks as they're coming down. It's the same thing, but it's in like VR 360 and they come fast and you have like multipliers you can get. You have to shoot these bombs that'll blow up certain blocks and it gets really hectic and fast and the visuals are cool. It's kind of trippy looking on the inside and then the music is cool. A whole bunch of different types of tracks and music with it. It's a lot of fun. I liked it. You know what I mean? It's a cool little diversion game. It's fairly inexpensive. I want to say it's $9.99. I think on the App Lab store.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely check it out. You'll get my full review on it. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll get my full review on it on when am I giving that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, not tomorrow. No,
Not tomorrow. Maybe the day after tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to drink about 4 more cups of this coffee if I gotta do that.
Why don't you tell them about? I don't know if you can tell them about your new product that just came
Oh
for
yeah,
next
yeah,
week. Can
yeah.
you
Hang
tell
on, I'll
them
show.
about that?
Yeah, I'll show you. I can't tell too much, but I'll show you a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, he's got that coming, or he actually already has it. And
So I'm going to be doing an unboxing video this weekend, and I'm going to play through it all this weekend and all next week because my review is dropping. What day is it dropping next week?
next Monday it looks like.
Yeah, so I'll be basically playing it this weekend. Is this big guy? You can see the name Straight Shot. It's a new rifle stock, Straight Shot.
It's a big box.
Yeah, it is. This thing is it's a gun stock. I've been kind of into the gun stocks lately and checking as many out as I can to give people an idea of what is good and what is not, because there's a lot of them out there, a lot of good and a lot of bad. So I'm checking out Jason Ward's mini stock, the Mr. Tass. I've been very happy with been very happy with that so far, and I'll have a full myself and Nick will have a full review on that coming up. And then I'll have a review next week that will run pretty much the whole week. Well, it'll run for like 4 days next week of the Straight Shot, which, if by look, I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to basically do it all this weekend. Tomorrow, I'm off tomorrow. I'll be doing it basically all day tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll be putting it through its paces. So if you want to get in and do some contractors with me, anybody out there, hit me up. We're going to do some contractors. I'll be nailing you guys with my new guns.
Maybe I can make it into this time. Y'all play contractors and
yeah,
everybody kills in.
Everybody likes shooting Nick Quinn in the face.
Yeah, I didn't make it last time, so no one got to do that.
Our other moderator Todd's like, "Come on, guys, everybody get in and shoot Nick Quinn in the face." Todd says, "I'm in. Let's go."
Yeah, and then I never showed, but
yeah, definitely, guys. Let's do it, man. I see a lot of people saying let's do it. Yeah, I'm free tomorrow or later in the day on Saturday. Anytime anybody wants to get in, I'll put it in our Discords, Virtual Strangers Discord, and my Discord, or our Discord on the Oculus Quest 2 community Discord, and we'll do it. We'll do another big contractor night. And then what else we got, Nick?
A couple of App Labs game next week. We also have Tribe DJ coming next week, which is it's an interesting game. I'm gonna let Kai talk a little bit more about that one when he does his review for it. But anybody who does real DJ work will really appreciate this game. I'm not a professional DJ, so I can't vouch for it, but it's got some great physics to it.
Yeah, our moderator Key is the perfect person to do this review because he's really into rhythm games, number one, and he's into the music, and he loves music. He's really good at the rhythm games, and this is kind of a mix of both. A little bit of rhythm, a little bit of mixing, and he'll give you guys a great review, and I'm looking forward to hearing it because I'm not playing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not my kind of
Real
game.
quick, guys, I gotta pop out of the stream, but
yeah, we're getting pretty close.
Anthony,
so
thanks for being here, and I appreciate you staying extra. I mean, I know we were going a little bit long here trying to finish this up, but man, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome.
Super fun.
Yeah,
thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk soon.
It's been fun having you. Thank you.
Later.
Thanks again for coming, man.
See ya. Take it easy. So yeah, Tribe is going, Nick. That'll be coming soon, and with Key, and then what else we got?
You expect like 100 things on that list. Just this week was busy.
Well, we always got stuff, right?
Yeah. We are going to do a little bit of Squadron 1 next week, which is a game that we have posted before in the group. They were looking for testers before. I have not gotten the chance to get back in it in a while, so I want to check it out. It's a space shooting type game. You're out in space. Not a whole lot of space games on the store right now, so.
Yeah, for sure. We should check that out this weekend. Let's make it a priority that we at least get in there for a little while, and it's multiplayer, so we'll get in and do that. Kevin March says, "Me and Radio want shirts." I know everybody wants the shirt, man. Look at this baby. We're gonna give away a shirt very very shortly. In a few minutes, we're gonna give away a shirt, guys. Bam! Look at that thing. Oculus Quest 2 community. You gotta wear it with pride, right, Nick?
You know what goes good with the
pride.
shirt? You know what goes good with the shirt?
Hat.
The hat.
Oh yeah, guys, look at the hat. The hat's awesome. How about the water bottle? You know what, Nick Quinn, whoever wasn't here earlier, Nick Quinn has he has Oculus Quest 2 community, Q2C community, Q2C branded flip-flops coming tomorrow. Tomorrow. Q2C flip-flops, baby. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So Nick, how are we going to give this shirt away? What are we going to do to give this shirt away?
You know, I didn't work up a question for that one. So, you know, that's a great question.
I can't wait to see Roots in this shirt, man. I can't wait to see Roots. And Wes has one. Hopefully he got his today, too. And Roots got a couple other little gifts, I think, inside that box, too. Didn't you, Roots? I think he got a couple. He might have got a couple extra things in there.
Rich thinks I'm crazy for getting flip-flops, but, you know, it is the
Who
South.
said that? Who said that?
Alex said that.
Oh, did he really? Yeah.
So, you know, we got the beach down here. We got the Gulf of Mexico, the sand. You know, I love my flip-flops. I wear them all the time.
Guys, if you want to help, anybody out there, if you want to help support us, we're doing the best we can to bring amazing things to the group, and it's not easy. You know, we all have full-time jobs, and we're putting a lot into this. And you know, if you want to help support us in any way and get yourself some amazing product, if you could go to our store, go to the Etsy store for Oculus Quest 2 community and grab something. There's some amazing things on there that myself and Nick and Key and Todd have all helped design. And Todd has really jumped in and made this store the way it is. Me and Todd have worked really hard on the store. Nick's been working really hard on our website, which looks amazing as well. So, you know, if you guys could help support us, and if, you know, by you doing that, it allows us to bring more things to the group, because we have some big plans that we'd like to do coming down the road. And
absolutely,
you know, and unfortunately, we're all not millionaires to be able to put our own money in. And
we'll find a millionaire to be a moderator next time.
Yeah, right. We need a little help. We need a little help. So yeah, I mean, so if you guys want some amazing stuff, go check us out. I would appreciate it. You know, go tell your friends. We have some new stuff coming in there all the time. We're gonna have a lot of cool stuff coming, and you know, we're gonna be putting different stuff in there, some different logos. Pretty much, you know, as soon as possible. But there's already some great stuff in there. Go get some stuff. Go get a hat. Go get a shirt.
Jason Ward already posted my flip-flops in the chat.
Yeah, there they are, flip-flops, baby.
I got them coming.
Yeah, Radio Run says, but you're rich, Mash. You're rich. Root says, all people that live in New York are rich.
Yeah, I mean, aren't you guys? It's New York, right?
No. Unfortunately, no.
That's good.
You know where my richness comes from? My richness comes from my family and my friends, and this amazing group and these new people that I've met through VR. That's where my richness comes from, to be honest with everybody.
That's the best riches that you can have.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I've been blessed to do this for the last year. We're coming up on 1 year anniversary, Nick. September 20th will be the 1 year anniversary of me starting this group, and we're already at over 110,000 people, and I've along the way I've made some great friendships with people that I've never met in real life before, but I consider them great friends, and I don't need to meet them in real life to have great relationships with a lot of these people out there. And you know, it means a lot to me, you know, especially in this crazy world that we live in today, to have like-minded people that I can talk to and talk about VR, something that I've become extremely passionate about in the last few years. It means a lot to me, and you know, and for me to come on here and talk about it with some amazing people, I never thought I would be there, you know, be at this spot where I am today. I'm just extremely lucky, and that's, you know, thanks to all you guys.
When you started this group, I mean, it was what, say a month after you had it, maybe less than 10,000 members. Look where you're at now. Look where it's become now. You know, it's insane.
I remember sitting in my living room going, "Hey, Steph, I got 100 members. This is cool. I got 100 people. This is like 100 freaking people want to talk about VR." You know, and I'm looking at, I'm like, you know, then I'm like looking at some of these other groups, and they're like at 50,000. I'm like, oh my god, that's a crazy number, man. I wish I could get 1,000 people. I'm like,
Right?
if we get 5,000 people, I'd be so happy.
And now we found over 100,000 people that love VR just as much as
Crazy.
we do. That's why they're here.
I'm not sure where this conversation came from or is going, but Jason Ward just said legal weed in Virginia now. I'd like to know the context around that conversation.
You might need to join the VR 420 group for that one.
Oh, Roots says it takes two, Mash. Mash, you are my boo. Oh, thanks, Roots. I am your boo. I love that game, man.
Finally finished that yet?
We have not. This game just keeps going and going and going. We have done three. I think is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3 sessions we've done now in this game of over 4 hours streaming.
Good
so
Lord.
that's we're like 12 to 14 hours into this game, and I don't see an end coming anytime soon. I mean, it's amazing. It's so good, and we have so much fun. We get into this game and we laugh so hard. I mean, the first time we played it, I laughed so hard my stomach hurt, and I had to stop for a minute because I couldn't play anymore. But yeah, it's such a good game, and that's just another testament to say, when you have awesome people to play with, it doesn't matter what I'm playing. I don't care. I mean, it's great to have a great game, but I just love playing with cool people. And I can't wait till this weekend if we can all get in there and do some contractors and help me test out that new gun stock, because I got to do it anyway. And if we can all get in there, and it would be I just love spending time with everybody. So yeah,
that among many other games. So it's a never-ending backlog on games, man.
Yeah, it is. It always is, man. But I love it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I complain about it, but how do you complain when you get free games to play? You know what I mean?
You're playing video games.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a cursed blessing. You know what I mean? Because it's we can never finish anything. Which I hate. I always want to finish games, and you just can't. You just don't have the time. And but I love being able to test games out. I love being part of the game development process, which is something I never thought I would get to do. And now we're dealing with a lot of these developers, which is a dream of mine, to be able to see how these games are made and talk to some of these great creative people. And see how things are done in the background, and be part of the process, because we test a lot of these games and we're giving feedback, and we actually are having a hand in creating and help creating some of these games.
Yeah. I mean, these games have bugs and glitches and stuff in them until they're finished product for development, and we don't have to, but we do go through them, and we help these developers find these bugs and glitches and things that they can fix, and we help them with their games so they can give you the best product that they can produce.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Just taking a look at chat. Todd is apparently chopped liver. Why is Todd chopped liver? We forgot about Todd?
Did we?
No, Todd's not chopped liver. Let me guys tell you something about Todd Jackson. Todd Jackson, basically, I mean, Nick and Todd both. I mean, and Key. I mean, all of our moderators, everybody works so hard, but especially Nick and Todd and Key. But Todd has put so much time with me in the last 10 days, putting this store together and holding my hand, because, I'm just not. I'm tech savvy compared to most people, but I'm not tech savvy like Todd is. Todd works in IT, and he knows what he's doing. He has a store, and he held my hand. There's been so many people that have helped me. I mean, Roots has sat down several times with me and helped me set up this great setup I have to do the recordings and to stream and to do these live chats. And I would have never gotten there without Roots. And Nick has taken all his time with me to help run the group, and he just built this website from scratch. And go check out our website, guys. We'll put a link in the chat to our website. We have probably one of the nicest looking websites now that you're going to find, and it's so good, man. Nick has just done an amazing job, and and Key's not here, and I think Saturday, guys, we're going to try and do a stream. We're going to do a live chat on Saturday, probably in the mid-afternoon. I don't know exactly what time yet. We'll put something up, but I've been wanting to get Key in here, and he lives in England, and 9 o'clock here for me is about 3 in the morning for him or something like that.
3 in the morning.
So it just hasn't worked out. So I said, let's do a Saturday, and me and Nick, and if Todd wants to come or whoever wants to come on, and Key, we're gonna make a top 25 all-time best Quest 2 or Quest games. We're each gonna have a list, and we're gonna fight about it, and then we're gonna break it down, and we're gonna make a consensus top 25. So if you want to see what we think is the top 25, come and join us Saturday. I'll let you guys know what time. and
There's going to
it'll
be
be an
some
awesome
tough
conversation.
competition.
And you guys get to meet Dread Lucky, who is key.
Yeah.
My dreadlocked brother from another mother.
Not Kai, which I will continue to keep calling him.
Yeah.
Because that's how I met him.
Yeah. Let's give away a shirt. Guys, Oculus Quest 2 community. Any shirt you want, any color you want, any size you want. We go up to 3X, I think.
No. I think we go up to 5X now.
We went up to 5X
Wasn't it? I think it was up to 3X to 5X was our big and tall, if I remember correctly.
We got it all covered.
Yeah.
We if you're super small, we got you covered. If you're robust, we got you covered.
Yep. So.
Barbo says he's getting a hoodie. Oh, get a hoodie, man.
The hoodies are nice.
So nice. Let me show you a hoodie. Hang on.
Yeah, the hoodies are great. We got a ton of stuff on the store, but I've got one of the hoodies here while he's going to grab his too.
Hoodies are so nice, man. Check this out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Got it's Champion. Well, actually, I got some different kind. We have some Champion in different sizes and colors, or some American something.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're super nice. I mean, these are great. They fit great. Good material. I love this stuff. You know, we've myself and Todd have really gone to long lengths to find some good product that we can put our logo on, and it looks really good.
Yeah, including a beanbag.
Including a beanbag. So yeah, seriously, I'm not kidding you guys. If you guys want a beanbag with the Q2C logo on it, go to our store. We got a freaking beanbag. You can get a beanbag chair. You can get a water bottle. You can get
you can get stickers actually, I like the stickers. I'm gonna have to probably order some of those.
Yeah. If you want yoga pants, we have yoga pants with the Q2C. If you want jogging pants for men, we got them in there.
I got
we got flip flops.
Got a bandana that I would imagine, that would probably actually work pretty well for people who work out with their Quest, sweating and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, it's going to have our logo while you get your workout in, but
yeah, I think we're working on a mat too. We're going to work on like a play mat.
Oh, are we?
A play space
like
mat.
Like a proximity mat.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, Wes from Virtual Strangers just showed up. He says, hello,
hey,
friends.
Wes.
Hello, Wes. How you doing,
on?
my friend? Thanks for stopping in, Lethal Weasel. I appreciate it, man. How you doing tonight?
Benny looks like he's going to be snatching some of those yoga pants.
No, Benny's got a couple things coming. Benny ordered a hat, and I had to send him a shirt because I love Benny. He's a good dude, and he's sending me one of his Hello Real shirts, so I had to reciprocate and send him one of our T-shirts. So he's got two things coming. Like I said, he was our first sale in the store too. By the way, Benny Lee, thank you very much, my friend. Bought a hat just like Nick has on his head right there.
Yep, awesome hat.
Yeah, hats are cool.
They cover that baldness I got going on underneath there.
Yeah, I think Wes has a hat too, or not a hat, but a shirt. If he checked his his PO box.
We still have a shirt to give away yet. So
yeah, let's. How are we gonna give it away? How do you want to give it away?
I don't know. Something simple like the name of the band that we were talking about earlier tonight.
Yes, that's a good idea. What's the name of the band that we've been talking about all night long?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, guys.
That's on my shirt. What's the name of the band? First one who says the name of the band that's on my shirt wins the shirt. First one. No, it's not Abraham Oculus.
Dave said Sinatra.
Oh, dude. I know Wes was about to give me an Abraham Oculus. Technical Glitch goes, oh my god, no clue. Really? No clue? Oh my god. Skrillex, baby. Skrillex. Who got it? It was on my screen it shows Jason Ward.
Yep, I got Jason showing here as the first one to call out the name of your shirt.
Yeah, congratulations, Jason.
Congrats, Jason.
Sure. Hey guys, if you didn't win one, like I said, do us a favor. Give it a little support. We could use your help. If you could go to the store and maybe grab something, we'd greatly appreciate it. It would definitely helps us bring stuff to the group. We're trying to do a lot of different things. We've put a lot of things out there already that we're putting money out on, and it's not easy. So just a little help, and we'd appreciate it. And you get some awesome merchandise in return. So it's a win-win for everybody. But
Yeah. So,
what else we got, Nick? Is that pretty much it?
yeah, I think that's pretty much all we got that we can really talk about right now. I mean, we got more stuff past that, but we don't want to give away all the spoilers.
We have so much stuff coming. It's going to be so much fun. This is going to be a great fall. I just want to shout out Virtual Strangers too. If you want to catch me, I'll be on Virtual Strangers on Wednesdays. We have Virtual Strangers has some amazing stuff coming up, and it's so much fun to be on there with Wes and Roots. I'm just having an absolute blast. We talked about 2 amazing games last night. A game called Table of Tales and Legendary Tales. It was the other game. And it was just fantastic discussions, and it's just amazing.
I watched y'all's Table of Tales, and I think you guys sold me on that game. I mean,
Table of Tales is so good, dude.
I've never even played it, and I want to know what happens to the dog at the end now.
Oh no, that's you're thinking of the dog question was with Blair Witch.
Table of Tales?
Blair Witch.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Blair Witch. Yeah.
Oh.
Something's going down with the dog in Blair Witch, and I can't do it. I can't handle it. If that dog dies, I can't do it. Oh yeah, but Table of Tales is awesome, man. I love this game. I mean, Roots has been talking about it for years because it's been on the PlayStation 5, and I'm always like, yeah, I just been putting the game kind of out of my mind. I didn't have PlayStation 5, so I wasn't really worried about it. And even when I did, it was on sale for $5, and I'm like, it just doesn't sound like it's my kind of game. And I kick myself when I do this every time because now I've checked it out and I'm like, wow, I've been missing this the whole time. You know what I mean? Because I could have been enjoying this game. And, so that just goes to show you guys. I mean, even though you may not think a game is your type of game, go check it out. If you have any thought that you might like it, go check it out. I'm just sorry I waited because it was so good.
You guys compared that to basically an earlier version of Demio, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Demio took a lot of their stuff from Table of Tales because it's basically it's the same type of game except where Demio has Demio is more multiplayer, number one, but it's more it's more dungeon created and there's really no story to it. I love Demio, and it's tough for me.
Yeah.
There are similar games, so your first inclination is to try and compare the 2 games, but I mean they're both great games. Legendary Table of Tales is new for me right now, so for me right now it's like I'm like, wow, this game's amazing, but I can't wait for more content from Demio as well because I love that game and I love the multiplayer. I love playing with people, so yeah.
I'm not. You guys kind of sold me on that Table of Tales. I think I might end up having to go get that one. But the other one that you guys talked about, Legendary Tales, y'all had me, and I've got a copy of the game. I've got to check more out of it. But y'all kind of gave me the review y'all put on it. There's mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you to the developers.
And,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's say thanks to the developers for that. They provided keys for all of us, for Wes and for Roots and for you and myself. And we just want to say thank you.
Big shout out to the developers.
Yeah, and thank you for Bird Dogging it and getting us some keys.
Urban Wolf Games. That's who.
Urban Wolf Games. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. And it's a really cool game. And Wes just was saying in chat, and he said something earlier too on the Virtual Strangers Discord, that they just did a huge patch today. I knew the patch was coming. I thought it was coming over the weekend, but I think it dropped today. And where before you had no choice but to sit through this 40 minute to 50 or 60 minute long tutorial before you were allowed to even get into the main body of the game or get into the multiplayer, because this is a 4-player co-op multiplayer game. So you had to sit through this long tutorial, and there's a lot of stuff in there, and it can get a little long in the tooth pretty quick. And they fixed it now. You don't have to go through everything. You can skip some of the advanced stuff. Yeah. And then I think they fixed a few other things, some bugs in the game and things like that. I think the list is pretty long. If I'm not incorrect, Wes, they had a whole bunch of stuff they fixed.
Okay, cool.
But this was one of the points I made last night on Virtual Strangers with this game is, if they're going to continue to support this game, which I believe they will, then I think this game is fair at $35. It's $34.99 on Steam, because what's in there right now is almost worth that price. And it is in early access, so it's not 100% done yet. But look at this already. It just launched, and they've already put a patch out to fix these issues. So they are not leaving this game behind. They're already working on it. I believe that, and there's so much stuff in this game. There, Nick, there's probably over hundreds of different weapons. I've already seen. I played like 3 or 4 hours. I've probably already seen 40 weapons. I mean,
Good
there's
Lord.
maces, there's axes, there's hammers, there's I mean,
I know about the bow and arrows and the throwing daggers with the swords, and I love the whole sword, the way the physics work with it. But it sounds like it's worth the amount of content, and I guess by the time it comes out of early access and for sale, if it's still the same price point, do you think that it's going to be worth $35?
Yeah. Again, if I think it's worth $35 right now. If you like this type of game and you believe in the dev and you believe in the game is worth that now, because I think by the time they are done, this is going to be an exceptional game, and it will be worth every penny. Now, if you're a person that doesn't like to play early access stuff, and there's a lot of people out there, if you're one of those people that says, I don't want to mess around with a game that's not 100%, maybe this isn't a game for you. Because there are people that don't want to mess around with early access. I know people out there that don't. But it's not like this is a broken game. You know what I mean? You may find a bug here or there, but they're working on that stuff. I would say I was probably 95% bug-free. There was a few small issues, but I'm sure they might have even patched them out already today. You know what I mean? With the long list of stuff they had.
Wes was saying that they patched a whole bunch of stuff today, so kind of looking forward to actually jumping back in that one and seeing and checking it out.
Yeah. So. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's such a good game. We're going to have a review coming up soon of that game. Either Nick, Quinn, or myself, we've been fighting over who's going to do it. So one of us is going to do it.
You got your spot on Virtual Strangers, so I think I'm going to drop something for the group.
There you go. That's a fair deal. Yeah, I did talk about it exhaustively last night. So
that's
why, guys,
it's the coffee.
Les Roots. That's why I'm drinking this coffee tonight. I have had like no sleep. We did Virtual Strangers late last night, and we started around almost 1 o'clock my time, and we didn't get done until probably, I don't know, guys, what was it, 3 or 3:30? And by the time, when you get done with the show, it's not like you can just jump off and go right to sleep, because you're a little wired from doing the live show. So you're a little wired. So I didn't probably get to bed till like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I was up at like 7 to go to work and get my daughter, going with my wife. And there's always commotion. And, it's, when you got a house, with kids and your wife, and we have 2 pets, and, it's a madhouse here in the morning. So Eric got no sleep. And,
looks like you're shooting for the same goal tonight.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm all wired right now. I've drank this whole cup of coffee during the show, and it's killing me. Yeah, I'm ready to like run a marathon right now.
We are pushing a little bit past 2 hours of having run the show, so
yeah, this is probably our longest show so far, and I'm like, ooh, let's go, let's just keep going. Let's get more another shirt.
Too much coffee.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's been so much fun tonight. I want to thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. I know you were rushing from work to be here, and let's thank Anthony Garcia. Am I right with Garcia?
Anthony Garcia, and we're gonna call him Ron Lutz.
Yeah, Ron Lutz. Thanks, guys, from Overrun Games with Arcaxer, guys. Amazing game. Go get Arcaxer. It's so good. These guys are basically a 2-3-man team. They could use your help, and the game does not play like a 2 or 3-man team. I don't know how they did this, but it's a labor of love for them, and they're really cool guys. And
JRPG, it's a solid game. It's a whole lot of fun, and got a couple of people in the chat. Jason Ward is waiting for us to get done so he can go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna get off of here right now and say goodnight to everybody. And I just want to say thanks for you guys for coming in and hanging with us. We appreciate it. We're gonna be here next Thursday. I don't know what we're gonna do yet next Thursday. I've been trying to get Wes on here. Wes is tough because he works, I know, and he leaves for work about the time we go on. But I'd love to have Wes come on and talk about Virtual Strangers and talk about VR and talk about Lethal Weasel Channel and and all his cool stuff. So if we ever get a chance when he has time, I'd love to get Wes on here, but I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We'll figure out something cool for next week. But in the meantime, come see us on Saturday. We're gonna talk live Saturday in the afternoon with Key and Nick if he's available, and maybe Todd. And we're gonna talk top 25 Quest games. We're gonna make our list. We're gonna make our definitive list of the top.
It's gonna be a knockdown fight to see who makes it to the top.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let any of those fucking rhythm games in. I'm telling you right now, Key. Come on. bam, I'm
Oh,
hammering down
you
those.
know Kai's going to be hammering hard for some rhythm games.
Oh yeah, I'm just the only rhythm game I want in there is going to be Pistol Whip, and maybe Synth Riders. I'm not letting Beat Saber.
Nah, Synth Riders ain't going in there, but Pistol Whip now. That's a good one. That's a good one now.
I know.
So
Well, yeah, come see us Saturday, guys. We'll be doing that.
absolutely.
And again, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate it. And we got more big stuff coming. So take it easy. Go to the store. Come to the group. Go to the Discord, Virtual Strangers, or our Discord, Oculus Quest 2 community. And
check out our
we'll see everybody
Etsy
next
store
week.
website.
Yeah.
Y'all take it easy.
Good night, guys. Bye-bye.